And we're back! Hello everybody! Now you've found your way to our overly bright yet musical Twitch channel. I guess we better introduce ourselves. We're the Bloodthirsty Puppets. I'm Blood Puppet, and I will hurt your soul like a D4 hurts your foot.
Not at all.
Try standing on D4.
Oh,
try saying on a metal D4.
Oh, I thought you meant like dropping it on your foot.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Try.
I need dice.
No, I'm good.
Okay. I'm thirsty and I will be drinking this beer and saying things at you.
That's hilarious because your puppet actually perfectly covers your beer. There we go. In an uncanny way.
Yes.
I'm Corone and
I'd have been pressing you down the lot.
Wednesday.
Who were you playing? Oh, did you not introduce who you were playing?
No.
Oh,
No, I was following suit.
Go around, I'll do it in a minute then.
I was going to, but fine.
It's fine, I won't hurt anyone.
And I'm Killigan, and I'm very stressed.
How can you still be stressed?
Yeah.
It hasn't
the
gone
stress
away.
thing
It hasn't
today.
gone away yet.
Oh.
Nah.
Nothing you can do now.
No,
Nothing you can do now.
it will go away soon.
Hmm.
And finally,
Maybe.
I am Dev, and I am eating donuts and cheese.
That sounds
Cool.
like a way to
This-
live.
very weird intro. We've done, I think this may be episode 18, 19 or 20 and we still haven't nailed down an intro. I'm very proud of us all. Okay, so tonight we are back to the normal. It is Friday Night Spiced, using our spice system set in space.
Yeah.
We are playing Bringing Home the Bacon in the Danny Boy, but currently they're in a ship called the Table and Chair.
No, we're in the Danny Boy, we just have the
Table and
black
chair.
box.
No, you picked a new ship basically.
Yeah.
Out the remnants of both of those ships. So, yeah, rules before we do. Just do the chat thing. Don't be at all about someone's race. Don't be at all about someone's gender. And most importantly, don't be at all.
Or screwdriver.
Thank you very much.
Or screw a driver.
So,
Why not?
I'm
They
going
can be
to
fine people.
I'm going to get these guys to introduce themselves, and then I shall be doing the recap because it has been about 3 or 4 weeks since we played as a group this campaign. So I will do the recap to be nice to everyone. So let's start this side. Who are you?
Gouda.
Wow.
I'm. You can see who I'm playing. Where am I?
Yeah, other hand next to me. There you go. Perfect.
Him.
And if you raise your other hand, bit higher up, bit higher up. There you go. That's who you're playing.
I don't really remember, to be honest,
And
but
then
okay.
there's Lola. And then moving around.
I'm playing Tepid.
Actually, perfect arm raising. And yourself.
Oh, is it still?
I'm playing Captain Mac.
What a refined prick. Okay. Alright, so previously our adventurers and Ennis. Oh yes, Tech Puppet can't be here today because he's camping in the rain.
He's in the wilderness.
Yeah, he's camping in the rain like a loser.
He must
They were like,
really
"Do you want to
suck."
come?" I was like, "No."
Yeah.
So I'm here running this instead. Okay, previously our group of explorers went to the Bluewood Traders where they picked up a black market illegal queen egg from the Irlisks. They then hopped it across to the Gendal system and they met with their contacts, the wonderful little Gendal, and she introduced them to Rickett, who was her contact. Rickett took the egg and said he would consider helping out Helena with her particular problem and allowing you possibly to see her if you helped out something that was very important to the Gendals because it referred to their entire race. And they pointed you to another Gendal who worked for the Fast Federation called Tinny. And Tinny asked you to go to a lifeless rock called Dren, again still within this system, and to retrieve a black box recording data and whatever you could off of the ship that had been abandoned there about 100 years ago. And you guys, being the best people you were, you did some shopping in that episode, you took some stuff, you went to Dren, you got on a little space buggy with an engine on it. I can't remember how you built this thing, but I know you vaguely built it. You made your way inside the cave system. The cave systems are both naturally made and not naturally made. You went in there, you made yourself through a very small gap, and you found a very big, wide open cave which had a walkway that went around the edge and then down to the floor. Down at the bottom of that was the ship that you were expecting to see, and there are also a bunch of buildings and what essentially would look like a town, but most of the buildings have fallen apart and collapsed. Was not really a lot of light here, definitely not a lot of atmosphere, and especially not one that you guys can breathe. And as you guys trundled your buggy up there, which was providing the only light in this particular setup, you got off the buggy. Some of you did a perception check, and some of you crit, I think. Some of you got really high anyway. And I believe Mac is up on top of a building. And you saw some shadowy figures moving around in the darkness at the periphery of your vision, which is kind of odd because the only light source is your buggy. And some of you heard this freaking awful sound. And that's essentially where we left it.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Remember now.
Thus the notes. Reading creepy shit on planet Death. Xenomorphs!
As I believe remember the noise was.
TM, we don't own any rights.
Nope.
This is not for profit.
Thanks. Well, that's completely screwed any chance of getting profit, motherfucker.
Well, off the word xenomorphs.
Of course, xenomorph, yeah. I mean, we're not
Make
making
profit
any money.
elsewhere.
Yeah. Better fucking make money up. But yeah, and that's essentially where we found ourselves. If I remember rightly, Lola is in charge of driving the vehicle. So she's still in there with the lights on. Mac is, if I remember rightly, you climbed a building. And you put yourself up on high.
Yeah.
So you're up on high. You guys were doing, you're basically looking around, and you two had noticed that there was some shadowy movement. And actually, as fortune favours it, Ennis didn't notice a fucking thing. So we're all good. Alright, so with that in mind, we'll start some horrible, spooky ass music, and we'll let you guys to it.
Do I know the direction that this noise is coming from?
You can't hear the noise, you can only see the shadows. It's only these two that could hear the sound.
Okay. I'm just going to stare there until I'm told more information.
In front of you is the big ship. The ship has, from Lola's tech use fairly a little bit earlier, the ship itself has very low running power, almost as if it's on auxiliary power and running as if it was on blackout mode. And in there you're getting that very faint ping from communication saying, here's a ship, I have a thing, I'm automated, pay attention to me, I'm a box, please pick me up, that kind of thing.
Right.
And it's a Gendal ship, it's quite a small Gendal ship that's come through a hole in the ceiling.
Guys, be careful. There's something round here, and can you be quick?
Oh yes, I can see the shadows.
There's also something very scary. Noises.
Noises? I can't hear anything.
And then you hear it.
What character are you playing?
It's tepid.
He has his amulet now.
Oh, right.
It's a very slightly different person.
Yeah.
We know he's slightly in the head, so.
Okay, sorry. Cucumber. Sorry, can you repeat that again?
I said that you two can now hear the sound,
Okay.
and you two can hear it much louder.
Okay.
I say we choose it.
Ennis, for God's sake, boy, get back in the buggy.
Ennis, the boy, gets back in the buggy. Like, what's going on?
Don't ask questions. Does anyone see anything?
Take perception checks if you're looking for it.
I am.
Are you guys backing up towards the buggy? Are you staying where you are? Are you staying up on high? It will make a difference to your perception checks what you're doing.
I am. For the moment, I'm going to stay up on high.
Okay.
12. Still in the buggy.
Okay.
Draw my weapon though.
I'm still where I was, and 10.
7.
Alright, you three, you got a 12, you got a 10?
10.
You got a 10 up on high and you got a 7.
Yeah.
Okay. For the sake of brevity, you all hear this. You will figure this out because you are basically the only one that wouldn't have heard it. But communicate. You're a crack team. You become aware that from these side passages in this kind of like a big cave, you hear the sound of 5 separate creatures moving towards you at some speed. But they are not, for you especially, you would have noticed, they are not the dark shadowy creatures that you are seeing moving around in the ruins.
That's a different one. Okay.
Did we get the thing that we're here for?
Wait, what was your perception?
Nope.
We've just arrived.
10.
And we're at the thing
Mine was
that we're here
12.
for.
Why didn't I notice that?
Because you did notice the shadows. You were... is.
Okay.
So we're at the thing
Basically,
that we need.
you two notice the bigger threat. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
The shadowy things, not real concerned right now. They're not the things running at you trying to eat your face.
Yeah.
You assume.
I
Sounds
kinda
this,
wanna
shit, I wish I
leave.
had like a flash flare or something.
But you had a what, so?
Yeah, it's times like this you're like, shit, I wish I had flares or something.
Yeah. Some sort of light that I can like point in a direction.
Well, I have a
You
lighter.
have lights.
I
You have the little
can
lights on your suit.
I can make light.
Uh oh.
Click.
No.
You technically would have light, yeah. You could have lights.
I could. Have I got my rocket launcher with me?
I don't know.
What?
Did you bring your rocket launcher with you?
I'll say yes.
Okay. Brought your rocket launcher with you. If that's the case, so would have Ennis. So
Okay.
Ennis now has his rocket launcher.
In the direction of these things running towards us, going to fire a rocket.
It's a very hostile thing to do.
They might just be coming for a hug, but okay. You're aiming roughly at the sound?
Yeah.
Okay. Make an attack roll for me.
Rocket prayer, do your thing. It's an attack for 12.
Okay, you guys become aware of like that kind of like noise as it launches launches away forward, and you just see this huge explosion off to one side, and you see this kind of very small, very sedate fireball because there's not a lot of oxygen in here, and you see like the kind of the walls of the building that you hit just crumbling and falling down, and as it crumbles down, you guys see like the very small amount of flare that comes up from this fire. You see this very long, very elongated creature. It has very long arms, very long legs, and it has a very short neck, but its head seems to flip and twist around at all angles. And you see this explosion go off, and it just sort of looks at it initially, then sort of like turns its head towards you, and then it bounds at you. Okay, so this thing is ploughing its way towards you, and it launches itself at you. I need you three to make perception checks for me, because I'm going to kind of think you're probably focusing on that.
9.
Botch.
6.
You're up one high, you got a 9, you got a botch. You see the fire explosion, and you see the creature running at Tepid, but that's about what you see. You to become aware that 4 other things are coming and closing in on you as it's pincering around where the buggy is. And you're very aware that they are actually particularly getting quite close to you, and they seem to be springing ready to jump. You up and high can see this probably only because you're up a little bit higher. You, however, it's launching at your face as this thing just launches it with a nice kind of noise.
Can I try and dodge it?
I would say, I'm actually going to say no,
Okay.
unusually, because you are holding a rocket launcher and you have just fired it. So dropping that to the ground and bowling out the way, it's still a rocket launcher, and it's still going to cumber you a little bit.
Okay.
Alright. You are basically right in front of it, so it basically bounds at you and it leaps at you with both of its hands. Its claws. Its claws are really long, and it seems to be dripping with some sort of fluid.
That's nice. Poison.
Yep. I mean,
Not worried
you don't
about
know, you
it,
haven't been hit.
That's an assumption. The floor could just be slightly mulchy.
I'd be more worried about, your void suit rupturing.
Yeah.
That'll probably kill you faster than poison.
Thank you for reminding me of that. Good job, man. You take 15 points of damage.
Okay, that's half my health.
Yep.
That's
I
got to
know.
have damaged
You
the
can
poison.
take it with 31 hit points. Okay. So that's basically going to be round 1. So I'm going to start on whoever shouts the loudest is about to have a go.
I'll go past.
Good job.
Just taking a mouthful.
It's not my fault.
Cool. Well,
Initiative.
I
Maybe
guess
she's
I've
busy
seen
fiddling
this.
with the thing.
I'm-
You see that there are 4 creatures like zoning in on the buggy,
Can I see
mostly
that?
upon the buggy. You can probably, you can see all of them now. You see 4 of them going on to literally like from 4 different corners going towards it, and 1 separately is currently attacking the father over there.
Yeah. Well, it's too late to say we come in peace. So
Too late for the father now.
yeah, I'm going to shoot at whichever one is closest to coming towards me.
Okay. We'll call that one. We'll call that one north.
North. So I get a 14
Yes.
to hit.
Yes.
We come in, bang, 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 bang.
Bang bang bang, motherfucker! Bang bang.
And I do Maximum damage. 19 damage.
Max damage.
19.
19. One bullet.
Okay, so we'll call that one north, and that one has an X amount of hit points there. Okay, you clock in a good one, and you see basically as it goes to launch for you, you kind of shoot it in the chest, and although it's still, you know, it's not going to move momentum, otherwise you'd be blown back too. It basically keeps going forward. It ends up rolling to the ground a little bit.
It's a little silenced gun.
It's a gun. I mean, it's not going to blow. You're not holding a shotgun. Even that would really stop you that much. So yeah, you shoot this thing and you see like blood beginning to pool out from its chest, but it's still coming towards you. You stop that kind of initial dive at you. So for the moment, you kind of think you're safe.
Slightly.
And we will go. Who's next?
Me.
Ah,
Good job. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Right.
You are up on high.
Yeah. Seeing that there is this occurring, but clearly not seeing it in time to do anything about it earlier, because I was distracted by an explosion.
Yeah, I'm thinking the father, like, what are you doing? They might be coming. Boom! Is probably a big excuse for not having acted earlier.
It's a case of me sitting there with a rifle, like, I think there might be something out there. Shh! Boom! What the fuck are you doing? I'm in a building, you dozy bastard!
You're kind of like let's say the building you're in has there's only like 2 walls, but the floor it's kind of like it's beginning to fall down. You manage to climb up the debris, and you've got yourself in that nice little position.
Yeah,
in the corner.
it's your standard 40k corner of a
yes,
building.
Yes,
on the second
exactly.
floor,
That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah, your standard wargaming terrain.
Yeah, so that will probably put you about 14 foot up, possibly a bit higher.
Jesus. Okay. Right.
As I said, as I said in the last one, these are pretty tall buildings. Like, whoever lived here was tall.
Okay.
Boring you.
No.
Good. Right answer.
Being that it's dark and I haven't actually seen anything yet, I'm going to be using Smugsy's hose rather than my flawless like Uber rifle.
Okay.
Because I'm literally just like, oh, holy crap, Overwatch. So yeah, I'm just going to like open up in like a rough burst in the general direction of the things over there.
Okay, are you going to aim at any particular one? The 4 are going towards the buggy where you know the big beacon of here's a fucking light.
Well, what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to shoot at the big shadow outside of the light where one's just dived in.
Okay.
So I'm going to shoot in the general direction of the other 3.
Okay.
Just be like, look, there are more.
Yeah. The other ones, as I said, they're all coming from different directions, so they're literally coming at almost as points on the compass kind of thing.
Oh, I'm just literally, I literally mean, I'm just going to shred around with the automatic fire.
Okay, you're providing a wall of fire, basically. Okay.
Yeah, I trust the other guys. I trust the other guys to deal with the one that's in the light.
Yeah. Okay, and the one
Please
that's coming
don't
on
botch.
tepid too.
Yeah,
he's just in the pool of light. So I'm gonna say, so long as you don't botch, you can do it.
Okay.
Because you are aiming not to hit your friends.
Yeah.
So you're aiming to miss, which is an odd concept, but that's what you're doing.
Yeah. It's suppressing fire.
Yep.
Hooray! It's a crit.
You did.
Well, no.
Yeah, it is. I get a crit on 10.
You crit on 10.
Oh,
Yes. I just never rolled
You've
them.
never ever rolled 10.
I've never.
I really hope this is not a start of another fucking 4 crit roll. I will be so annoyed.
Well, no. I have two different crit results, so I could, in theory, get an 8 crit roll this time. For a total of 28 crits that way.
1, 2, fuck you. Okay, yeah, you managed to lay down this suppressing fire, and so far as you can tell, these creatures don't seem to like this suppressing fire. So 3 of them kind of, they don't exactly back up, but they're not
cheering at.
They're not going forward. That that leaping, they're still ready to leap. They're just waiting for this fire to go down. Suppressing fire. So who's next?
Ah!
Excellent. So you are currently sitting in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
You see that there is one basically on top of Tepid, and you see another one which has fallen short of jumping upon Coin. What do you want to do?
Have I seen the other 3 that he's shooting at?
You're well aware that he's like firing, suppressing fire around you. Yeah, you're probably aware that there are creatures out there too, but you kind of understand that suppressing fire, they're kind of not coming yet.
Okay, alright. So I pick up my my big mama.
Yep.
Which is my big gun.
Yep.
And I aim at the...
Just lead him in the balls, you do more damage that way.
Doesn't make
I'm in the buggy.
Humans.
Doesn't know where the balls are.
And they're also not human.
No.
Yeah.
So she could do it in theory to like a need to, but it wouldn't work.
Yeah. So I'll aim at the one attacking Tepid.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
Little gun, isn't it?
No, it's a big gun.
It's a big gun.
Big gun, yeah.
Nice.
And I do exactly the same damage. I have the same ability, rather, with big gun as I do small gun. So. Nine?
9. So put it again. But just because you're in that awkward position of being sitting in the thing, and the thing that the creature is still like moving around, it's moving like it's using gravity to its advantage because it's very light, very low gravity here, and it seems to be like bouncing and jumping around. And as you take aim, you think you've got it. It just kind of does that kind of like jumping up a bit higher than you expected as it's still attacking you, and you just basically fire just underneath it, so you kind of just miss it.
Okay.
Did you know that you would actually do a higher average damage and hit with a punch? Because you have a maximum damage of 12 with your biggest gun. You also have a maximum damage of 12 if you just punch it in the face.
Yeah.
But you have a minimum.
Yeah.
The difference is you have a minimum damage of 8.
So it comes around to Tepid. You're currently having this creature which is basically bouncing and jumping around on top of you, just clawing at you. What do you want to do?
I'm going to shoot it with Rolf.
You put out Rolf.
Yep.
You kind of like do that, pull it out from the hip thing, and you're struggling with it. Yep, go for it. Take a shot. It is definitely
Nice.
18.
18. Yes. There's no amount of like flipping and fucking about will miss an 18 from Rolf.
And 14 damage.
Nice.
Very nice.
I kind of picture this as your quick draw. You just get bowled over holding a rocket launcher, just like.
Yeah, basically, I just see it as it's like jumping up. That one moment when it's jumped a bit high, just like shoot you, feel like that the bullet shoot across your face. You've just got Rolf at that perfect time, like boom. So yeah, you fire and you feel like whatever fluids it has that serves as blood just basically just pours out across your guts, and you kind of get a slightly warmer feeling. Not a whole lot.
I'm going to need a new top again.
Well, currently you're in an EVA suit, so...
Oh, that's alright then.
Yeah, so you guys are all wearing suits, otherwise you wouldn't be able to breathe.
Yeah.
Just
That's
throwing
good.
that one out.
Okay, and now is it Ennis's go?
Yeah, go on then.
Okay.
Ennis the moron is currently
You have
sitting
to
in the
have a
back of the
think.
truck.
Now I think he's going to want to fire his small gun that I bought him. I think I bought
That's
him
not that. That's the one that Danny gave him.
I
Oh
reckon
yeah.
he's more likely to explode.
Oh yeah, I bought him a flamethrower, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think
Of course,
he's
we could just go mental with a flamethrower.
He's going to fire at Danny.
We could get to
He's
go
not
mental.
Danny's brother!
We could.
Oh yeah, no, he's going to fire Danny.
We could fire the flamethrower, and then
Okay.
we'll have fired the flamethrower before Andy has. And it'll be more light.
Exactly.
True.
More like.
Okay.
If you want to, yep.
Okay, I would... Okay, alright, go for it.
Okay, what is it?
What are you doing
It's
with this
explosive.
flamethrower rather than just like, yeehaw, firing it in the
It's
air,
your
or are you doing
idea.
something with it?
What do you want to do with it?
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm going to assume you're going to waste flame in the air. Yeehaw, barbecue!
Right, we're going to. Yeah, screw it. This is NS, and he doesn't treat his godfather very well. He's going to spray it like in the general direction. Or basically, he's going to spray it like in the 3 points of the compass that aren't towards Gwyn. So you're just like, wall of flame! I'm outside it in a building.
That's why you would say this, yeah.
Yeah, because
Let's say that you are
I resent my
opposite
godson for
Quinn.
this.
Let's say you're opposite Quinn,
Yeah.
because that's kind of funnier to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so so far as you're concerned, a huge wall. Make him roll. If he doesn't botch, he can do it.
Crit.
Crit.
He does it.
Nice.
These creatures are definitely not advancing towards the buggy. However,
They are advancing towards the fire.
there is a Mac sitting on top of a building. He's the other side of the wall of fire.
The wall of surprise.
The wall of surprise. So basically,
Well
what you guys
illuminated.
see is you see pew 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 of bullets and a whoosh of flame. If you're seeing it abjectly, you think that the bullets caused the fire, but they didn't. You are stuck on the other side of this suppression. Clearly, you were trying to help your friends rather than look after yourself. Idiot. And there are 3 creatures. So first I'm going to deal with the one which is vaguely attacking you.
Yay.
It gets up off the ground, it looks at you, gives you a nice like as it basically scurries up the side of a nearby building and bounces off it to come at you. So it's going side on to you.
Activate wall running.
Botch.
It dies.
All the way over there.
Where is it?
It botched because I follow the house rules. So it basically dies, but you just like take a step back, and it just flies in front of you and hits the other wall.
Flies into the fire.
And it takes. Oh Jesus! It's not looking healthy. As you can see, like if this was a cartoon, you'd see the stars above its head. But you see it, and you hear this massive thwack, and as it kind of like shakes its head, you can see that basically it has a nice split across its across the scales, across its face, and you can see like what would be the equivalent of really dark cartilage underneath, and there's lots of like things oozing out of its face. It's not having a good time. Idiot. Cool. All right. Good job. The one on top of Tepid, you just shot it with a lot of damage, didn't you?
Yes.
How much damage did you shoot it with?
14.
14?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so this creature looking... it's had better days. It's had better days. But it continues its kind of like leaping, jumping, attacking motion with its claws, and it seems at the moment to be like clawing at your chest area.
Okay.
Eesh. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Alright, so it as it's jumping around and slashing, it tends to be going for like that kind of like the chest area, and you feel it swipe with its claws, and it gets that perfect angle, and just as it like clashes that down, like you feel it puncturing your chest, sorry, puncturing your suit, it jumps upwards and you feel like this enormous rip. I didn't want to give you 17 points of damage, so it's not like broken apart your suit.
You didn't want to give me some,
no.
so in exchange.
I don't want to
In
possibly
exchange,
kill you.
you're going to die anyway.
Yeah, okay, here's the choice. Either you take 17 points of damage,
Which I would be unconscious.
or you have a ginormous rip in your suit and I give you 3 rounds to save yourself. Or other people can help you.
Yeah, I'll take the rip in the suit, I think.
Okay, alright, you have a rip in your suit. Alright, the 3 motherfuckers who are going towards Matt because he suppressed you guys, and you two and Ennis are
What armour do we
safe.
get from these suits?
I think I said 1 or 2 all over. I can't remember.
Has
think
that
you
been
said
taken into
2.
account at all?
No.
Did you even take into account your endurance when you took the damage?
No.
No. I'm not used to
Well,
taking
remember
damage.
this going onwards. Let's not retcon this shit because it's a pain in the ass. Okay. Alright, wicked. In that case, these 3 creatures who, the 3 of you are safe, you not having much. These 3 creatures like look up at you and see that you've gone paf, 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 and you know, not that you really have mental flex, that's not really a thing. They look up at the sound and you see them scurrying up the wall at you, and 2 of them come on almost like a side, like almost identically at the same time. And you just see it launching, and as it launches it, you see kind of like, you know, the venom dripping from its fangs.
You're fucked.
No, it's not. That one,
Watchers.
I'm guessing what the other one does first. One got a botch and one got a crit, so I was going to have them like meeting in mid-air if the other one fucked it up, but this is not going to happen. Okay, I will allow you to take a reaction shot on the one that botched.
Okay. Right, yeah, screw it. I'm going to open up on this motherfucker.
Okay.
I'm still holding us a fully automatic weapon, so
Nice.
why not? I'm gonna double burst it.
Okay.
So, crit.
Hey!
Nice.
Oh fuck it, it's like a crit versus a botch. What'd you get?
I'll use 7 shots.
Yeah, please keep track of the ammo.
Yeah. So it does. 19 damage, and it's a crit.
19 damage, it's also crit, and also it botched.
Yeah.
So basically, as you see this thing put its like, and it pulls itself up to look at you, see like it's the fangs dripping, you basically just put your gun in its face and just blow it into pieces. However, as you're like, yeah, fuck you motherfucker, and you see this thing explode and you're like, path of blood and gore and you know, cartilage and stuff, you feel this creature just jump at you from behind and it just rakes down your back.
I'm one of those. I'm one of the glorious heroes in one of the cinematics in a Gears of War game. I'm standing there using like the chainsaw gun, like, and so it just jumps on your back.
Yeah.
Crap. He was being so cool.
Okay, so if basically you feel it like anchor one of its claws into your back and you feel it bite down into the side of your neck, you take 19 points of damage and please take a poison save for me.
Okay.
You fucked.
Yeah. Oh well. 10 on the poison save.
Yeah, you're good.
19 points of damage.
Yep, less your armor, less your endurance. It hasn't quite broken through the suit yet, but it's that kind of thing where it's pinching your neck, so you kind of find it exceptionally difficult to breathe.
Yeah.
Not that far from having your tracho pushed in. Okay, I won't ask you about health because then that'll sway me whether I'm going to beat you up with the other one or not, because the other one's coming for you. This one, let's say it was on the other end of like kind of the furthest away that it could be, and it's just hit the bottom of the
fire.
wall. Yes.
Hit the bottom of the fire.
It's the bottom of the fire. It had to run around the fire, and that's why it's at the bottom of the building that you're on.
I get it.
Okay. All right. Who's doing what?
I'm going to.
Yay!
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Annoyingly, the thing that I was actually going to do is when you went, they're running up the building, I was just going to jump off over the fire. But screw it, I got game.
Let's say the fire is a little bit further out for you to jump over from where you are.
Oh yeah, I wasn't thinking I was going to make it. I was thinking.
I want to get in the fire.
I was thinking it would be better to be rolling through the fire in an uncontrolled tumble than standing here getting mauled.
Okay.
Good plan.
Yeah.
All right. However.
Unfortunately, I got mauled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could still do that.
Nah. I am going to. Screw it. I'm still holding an automatic weapon.
Yeah.
To be fair, there's nothing else I can do. Everything I have is ranged. So.
Do you need to reload?
Nope.
Okay, carry on.
No.
Then you give a little of a fuck. Carry on.
Yeah. Unless.
You can kill shot, you can brute strike. These are options you have.
Yeah, I can do that. But that's no fun.
Did you just shout I want to have a go without figuring out what you're going to do?
No.
What are you doing?
Well, what I was going to do is I was going to run, then I considered someone's actually grabbed me, so I may not even be on my feet.
It's latched onto you. It's ginormous. Don't get me wrong. It's pretty well.
But also,
not
it's
really
really light
heavy.
and really low gravity.
Yeah. It's not really heavy per se.
Yeah,
but
it's just a lot lighter
big,
than not having something on your back.
Yeah, it's still big entity.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the advantage of the fact I'm actually quite a strong individual on a planet that's currently got quite low gravity, and I'm going to peg it forwards and dive and suplex this motherfucker into the fire. And or the brick at the bottom of the wall.
I want you to take a strength check, and then I want you to make a dexterity check.
The mother of all dexterity.
No. It's not going to be mother because I think this is too fucking funny. Alright, strength checks. So this is basically you'd be able to back up a bit to get yourself enough of a run. It's still on you and you still have to move with it despite the fact it's low gravity, yada yada. You still need to deal with it.
Yeah.
So let's go strength.
Okay. Should I front load this legendary or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, front load it. Legendary! That was rubbish. Right. 10.
Okay, you have the strength to do it.
11.
You just about have the strength to do it.
Yeah.
It is low gravity,
Yeah.
so that's what's giving you the boost.
Yeah.
Alright, so you basically back up.
Unless
and
it's
you
a
see
grapple,
It's,
'cause that's-
no, it's not. No. It's hanging onto you, not trying to fight it being on you, just trying to back up. So as you back up, you see it's like very long legs, basically just like eventually coming over this little wall you had, and you basically have done that, and you now have enough of a run up. So make your dexterity. Your strength is still part of the jump. It's just how well you land. And you're aiming for the fire, right?
Well, yeah.
Sorry, you're aiming to suplex the fire.
Basically, I'm just aiming for it to be underneath
Yeah. Okay.
the bottom of the fall and just seeing how far I get.
This could be amazing.
Yeah.
Are you going to legendary this too?
No, I'm gonna trust my inborn grappling skill
What a worse. Go on.
because it's
Dexterity
better than doing a legendary. Yeah, dexterity grapple in the air.
Is it a grapple?
check.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
How is it not a grapple?
It's not,
It's
because
literally doing a wrestling move.
No, you're literally running forward and twisting in the air.
Yeah, it's a wrestling
So
move.
that's not really a grapple. You're not fighting it. you're
Okay,
just
I fucked it
moving
up
your
anyway.
body.
I only get a
That's what you
6.
should have done. You got a 6.
Yeah, I only would have got an 8. So
So you
Okay.
just like belly flop into flames with a thing on your back.
You basically like do this thing that you basically run forward, you put your foot up on the wall and jump off, and you do the thing where you're trying to twist in midair, but you're not quite used to the fact that this thing has really long legs. You do the twist, it kind of like throws you off a little bit, and you land sideways in the fire with the creature, and the creature just lets up this hideous scream and a yell, but it does let go. However, you are on fire.
I'm in an EVA suit.
Take a reflex.
Why would I
check
give
for
a
me.
shit?
Take a reflex check for me.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter giving a shit. You eventually can be still set on fire.
Oh yeah.
You're still fucking hot. Let's go with that. Take
Not
a
hot in
reflex save
space.
for me. We
No.
have fire in space.
6.
A 6.
Yeah.
You don't so much roll out the fire with grace as you begin to crawl, like one of those like men on fire kind of things, crawling out the fire. You manage to get on the correct side of the fire, i.e. with the rest of your
The
group.
friendly side.
The friendly side of the fire, and the creature is left in the fire, still screaming. It does react and like flip out, but that'll be its go in a minute. Okay, you are gonna have to take some damage.
Oh,
You
of course
just
I am.
fuck up landing,
Yeah.
so. You take 3 points of damage.
Excellent.
Hopefully you're not unconscious. Don't tell me, don't need to know. Okay, who goes next? Oh,
Tepid.
what a gentleman.
Oh, thank you.
Well, Tepid's got something balling his face, so he needs to get it off him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to fire Rolf again at the creature
Okay.
for 19
Yes. Yes, you do.
and for 17 damage.
Holy crap. Basically, as it goes to jump at you, it pins you down on the shoulders and it puts its face around you. And just as it goes to bite, you shove the gun in its face and blow the top of its brain out. Good job. I will allow you to get to your feet if you wish.
I will, and sort of panicking about my.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I
oh yeah,
think
shit, you're down to 2 rounds.
Yeah.
You're beginning to feel the effects of not being able to breathe very well. That's where you are. I'll allow you to move back to the group if you wish. You're kind of in that not quite safe zone.
Yeah,
Sorry, safe zone.
I'm going to walk back, sort of pointing at the big.
Okay, you all
gaping
become
hole.
aware that Tepid, after having blown this creature apart, is like, and you basically see his white suit underneath. You see his suit. It's not a good time. Okay, who's next?
Me.
Okay,
Oh.
what do you do? You can't have another go. You
I was
got
going to
one.
say Ennis.
Fuck that
Ennis, the duct tape
guy.
champion.
No. I'll rephrase this.
That's your point.
Fuck that guy. He's not here, so he always goes last.
He has duct tape.
I have duct tape.
Everyone has duct tape. It's duct tape, goddammit.
Duct tape will save you from an island. Anyway, it's whether or not the creatures are going to continue mauling. What do you want to do, dude?
I want to try and coup de grace the one that just bounced into a wall,
Okay, yeah, go for it.
basically.
Yeah, its face is cracked open. It's kind of spewing stuff from its face, and you can see the kind of cartilage on its where its bone would be. So it's up to you what you want to do.
Gun punch it.
I was considering that, but I don't know how much health these things have, so I'm just gonna shoot it.
Yeah, gun punch it. It's literally just punch the gun into the hole in its head and pull the trigger.
You can do that. If you want.
Action movie.
Yes.
You can do that.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Basically, it's unconscious enough for you to do that. Roll some damage.
Oh, some damage.
Yeah, roll damage.
Oh, that's a good thing. That's a botch.
Oh no! Oh no!
It's fine. I'm not rolling that. That was just
Too
like,
late. I think that's
I just put it down.
That's
Is
a
all.
waste.
That was just me putting it down.
Sure. Okay, roll some damage. I'll let this one slide.
Oh, maximum damage.
Jesus. Which is what?
Which is 19.
Yeah. You basically, like, you see the crack, you stick your gun in it, wiggle it a bit to make the crack a bit bigger, to put the actual whole barrel into its kind of like squidgier, brainier thing, and it looks up at you, and literally as it opens its mouth to scream, you just pull the trigger and its brains just explode around you. The brain goes flying, and the cartilage and all this stuff goes flying in all directions. You see scales flying everywhere. It's a bit like someone's just set off a bomb inside of its brain, and the rest of you become splattered with like pieces of these things. It begins to trickle down very, very slowly, like confetti. Because if I
And
remember,
can I-
you've got bloody mess.
Ah, it's wet. It's less like fire than fire.
As a bonus action.
Bonus action. You're so funny.
Yeah.
What do you
Or
want to
whatever.
do?
I just want to like grab a roll of duct tape and throw it at the father. So I'm not
Yeah,
like.
I say you can do
I
that,
understand that I can't run over and do it, but I can
Yeah,
just
no,
be like.
yeah, you
just
can
be
chuck,
like,
you can chuck it at him. Yeah, you make a dexterity check to catch it, please.
9.
9. You kind of fumble the catch, it falls at your feet. But it's not too far away. So it's now Loda's
You're
go.
looking at the
You.
wrong one. You got
Don't look at it.
Oh,
you
do
got 11.
apologise.
You know what?
It's 11.
We'll take
Yeah.
that away. I'll put that here.
If-
Don't
if
give a
you've
shit
got
about
11, then you
about
pause
the
it.
ship right now.
Yeah,
So,
11 you catch
Thank
it. Not a problem.
excellent.
And you begin to like open it. I assume that's what you want to do.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, basically in this moment you have caught the duct tape and you open it. What are you doing?
What can I see?
You can currently see that there is a very brained one against the wall, which Quinn is walking, like, you know, heroically away from as these things scatter down behind him.
Well, it's dead.
You
Okay.
see that the one on, obviously, Tepid has clearly cleared his problem, but he does have a ginormous hole because you can see his actual suit.
Okay.
There is one creature on fire on the other side of the fire, which is beginning to go out. And there are two other creatures which you can see that have basically begun to scale the wall. And you see Mac laying on the ground, kind of in the fire, slightly on fire. This is what you see.
I aim for the two that are away.
Okay, which one? One of them is higher up, one of them is lower down, and one of them is on fire.
The lower down one.
The lower one down, okay.
I will aim at them with Big Bomber again. See, it's already in my hand.
Seriously, just run at them and punch them in the face.
I'm not running. I'm not leaving the buggy.
Fire!
You do so much more damage with your fists.
I'm not leaving the buggy. God damn it.
Silence, Meta Man.
And also, she's smart. She doesn't want to get involved in something that just ripped his suit apart and actually could have killed him in 2 years.
Exactly.
She's not stupid. And also, recently, she's only just had plastic
Reroll.
surgery.
Re-rolling a botch.
Protect the
That's a good idea.
protect the delicate face.
Yes.
Not
The face
much
has
better.
just been better.
Better than a botch.
Better than a botch.
Better than a botch.
The one.
Good one.
Yeah, I got
So,
3, yeah.
You really have a +2 to big gun.
Yeah. That's why I keep telling her to punch things. She has +8 to that.
Your dexterity is only 1.
No,
No,
Charity's
they're 2.
She just doesn't have anything in big guns.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, you fire and basically you fire at a piece of wall. And the wall is... that wall is fucked, but
Yeah,
The wall
good.
is
it's still a
offended.
wall. The wall is slightly offended, but it's not going to say anything.
Can I roll damage for the wall?
No, you really can't. You just
Oh,
fire
God.
at the wall. Okay,
Go on.
go on
An
then.
explosion went off
Yay!
nearby recently.
No, that means nothing. If anything, she missed the wall.
The size of the dimple on
Being
the wall.
polite.
I did 10.
You did 10. It has no reaction.
Oh.
No visible reaction. There's a slight, like, you know, like chipping. But that's about it.
It sends a letter of complaint.
Jesus.
Full of 10mm
Yeah,
chip.
there's like a whole, like, you know, like neighbourhood watch association letter that's going to go around. Someone's chipping my brick. There's
I need to
nothing
repoint the
beyond
whole
that.
house now.
Yeah, there's nothing. There's literally just nothing. Okay, it's now Ennis's go.
Right. Now,
Grenade launcher.
Ennis could be really, really useful. Or we could continue to maliciously spunk all his ammo.
You might need this ammo. I don't want to throw this out there. No, I'm throwing this out there. You might need his ammo. You don't know how many creatures there are.
Yeah, but we do know there are 3 in a clump just there.
I'm just saying.
That, you know,
There's no point just spunking ammo.
yeah, I'm just saying, you know, there's
careful.
a school of thought that said that the man who invented the flamethrower was once sitting in a field looking at a group of people he wished were on fire. And he said, you know what, it would be really great if those people were on fire. If only I had some sort of invention that would throw fire upon them. So, you know, he had a mate who was good with tools. And
I'm
the
sure that
result
happened.
is what's about to happen.
There's also a wise man that once said, I'm going to go out in a blaze of wasted ammo.
That is true.
Yes.
Yeah, let's continue that spree. Go
Exactly.
spunk ammo.
Yes.
Yes, a guy in a
I'm not
field
sure how
looking
much
at a
ammo
bunch
this
of children
has,
wanted them on
because he doesn't
fire.
actually have a clip size written down.
Yes.
Let's say it's good for 5 rounds. You've had 1.
Okay.
And you can't do the earth with it, by the way. You can't just like one entire asteroid. If you could do it in a round, no.
No.
There is a limit.
I get the feeling that at this point, you know, he's seen duct tape like fly over his head. He's just like, right, that's dealt with. He's just going to stand there and just hose that general
If that's what
area.
you're gonna do, then that's what you can do. Make an attack roll. In fact, make 3 separate attack rolls.
3 separate attack rolls.
Yes.
Excellent.
Because 1 is at the bottom of the building, 1 is actually at the top of the building.
Right.
Oh no, it's not. You blew that one away, didn't you?
16.
I could have sworn there were only 2 alive.
Yeah, there's only 2 alive. Yeah, the other one at the top of the building was you turned into marmalade. So
Yeah.
it's just the one on fire and the one at the bottom of the building.
So the first is 16.
Yep, that definitely hits.
The second is
Bit better.
12.
Yeah, basically.
And the last
No, then just
is
make the last one.
17.
I'm just counting.
Okay.
So, okay, roll me some damage.
Some sweet, sweet
Some
damages.
sweet damages.
It's D6 plus 11 per round. Hooray!
Yeah. I'm going to call that one fire. And that was going to be not
15.
on fire.
Should really
15. Okay.
don't have it often.
And 13.
You have the.
Sugar.
Yeah, have some chicken.
I don't get sugar very often.
Okay, awesome. They're on fire. They are definitely on fire, and they're on fire. Not really much more I can add to that. They're on fire.
And they're on fire.
Pretty much,
see
they
that.
are.
And
They're
on
on fire, man.
Yeah.
As they may well be, as they turn, and the two remaining will basically dive at Ennis because fuck that guy. They just set him on fire.
Naughty,
Oh
Ennis.
shit! Hang on a minute. Oh, he's not here. I can't actually kill him.
Well,
No, I can't. That'd be rude.
he's your husband. You can
Yeah, I know, but do you know
You
how
do
much,
own his life in that small way.
I'll rephrase. Do you know how much berating I'd get if I killed him when he's not here? I can definitely damage him, but I can't really kill him. So one of them is going to go for him. The one closest to him is going to go for him. I'm going to say that one miss. It's not convincing enough for me that that would actually have attacked him. So being on the virtue of the fact this thing is on fire and it's like making these awful noises, dives to Ennis, and Ennis just kind of like skims out of the way, and you can see this flame, and this like ball of like scaly flame is now basically amongst you all, as it has just missed Ennis. However, the other one is going to be diving for I attack you way too much,
You do.
and you're also in the car.
Leave me
So
alone.
However, you are tasty, so it's going to go for you.
trying to.
I'm
Ennis
still
is in
trying
the
to
car
sort
too.
out my taste, goddammit.
And that one's a ginormous yes. As it basically jumps at you with its claws dripping. So let's roll some for you damage.
Is that not like dried up in the fire?
No.
Oh.
If you want, I could make it viscous fluid that's also on fire. I might actually fire damage to you anyway. No, I won't. That'd be harsh. So that's a 10, and I need you to make a poison resistance for me, please.
Nine.
What have I got on there? No. And you take 1 point of poison.
Where do I put that?
Alright, so your poison, you are just taking that damage. So you just take the 1, you can't mitigate it.
Okay.
And then you take 10, which is mitigated by your armor. Sorry, you can't have chest armor because that's basically gone, but you can reduce it by your endurance.
Okay. So 10 minus 8. But plus the 1 again, making it 9.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Ouch.
Cool, are you still standing?
Yeah. 7.
Excellent.
Well.
Alright,
you know.
so this thing has basically dived at you, giving you a big slash, and then basically it's dived off again into like basically nearer a building. Its intent to maybe escape, maybe regroup, you're not really sure, but it's still inside, not quite made it to inside the building yet.
Okay.
Because that would be a little bit too far away. Okay, who's doing what?
I'm going to repair my suit.
Okay, you spend your time pulling apart this duct tape. Do you basically just wrap it around yourself like in
Yes.
one big like...
What you do is you pull it out, and as the other one slashes you, he cuts it for you. You're like, oh, thank you.
I'm afraid you didn't do quite so well on that, but no, you can spend the time
Yeah,
basically
so
wrapping your entire torso in duct
enough so that it seals the whole.
Yeah,
to a
you are
suitable level.
tape. I'm going to say you are sealed, but you are rapidly running out of oxygen. You did lose quite a bit.
Okay.
You do not feel good. We will deal with the
Well,
effects of that.
I can see that already.
Yeah. You are definitely not in a good place, and you're rapidly running out of air. Okay. Who's doing what next?
I want to shoot something.
Okay. What are you saying?
Damn it.
So there is technically like a fireball of like scales in the middle of you guys, and there's one that's the shaft to try and get inside the building.
I'll shoot the one that's nearest.
Okay.
Very calmly, after being like,
I love the way you just like no emotion, like bamf, bamf, bamf. Oh, there's one, bamf. Yeah, like playing like
Time crisis.
and that's not the dice I'm supposed. This is. Yeah, it is the dice I'm supposed to be rolling.
Yeah.
Yes, a 12.
19
Yes,
to hit.
that's a yes. In
Ooh.
almost any situation, that's a yes. I say almost. There are some situations.
And I do 17 damage.
How do you want to kill this one?
I want to...
It's currently on fire, kind of in a ball, in the middle of you all.
I want to start, like, literally meandering
Mosey.
towards the other one.
Is this like
Just
a...
mosey, yeah, very slowly
Initiate
moseying.
Mosey.
I just kind of like, as I walk past, just and carry on.
Okay, yeah. Without like noticing or anything, like you guys just like see this thing up, and you just see Quinn just like walk up to it and just pull the trigger without looking at it.
I
Just
don't, no, I
continue
don't walk
walking.
up to it. I walk past it.
Ah, okay.
I don't even look. I just walk past
Yeah.
it.
You walk
carry
past,
on.
you see him walk past, just like pull the gun out, firing, just continue walking, not even breaking a stride or a
I'm heading
step.
towards the other one.
Heading towards the other one. Okay, who's doing what next?
I will
What
aim
is
at
there
the
to
other
do
one.
now?
Good job! Cool. It's currently trying to scurry its way into a building.
Okay.
It's not exactly a long shot, but it's not like comfortably close.
No.
You
Four.
shoot wide again. You hit the wall. You hit like above the building. Like sorry, above. You sit well above the creature on that building.
Okay.
Okay.
You're rolling damage for the wall again.
9. I did 9 damage to the wall.
There are significant chips. You're pretty sure that the neighbourhood watch are going to have a very strongly worded letter to the mayor. Okay, right, yeah, you've cracked that. Make sure you guys continue marking off your ammo and shotgun sizes and more. So you need to reload. What do you know?
Has this one that's fleeing for the buildings gone yet?
No, it's fleeing for the building.
Okay, fine. To continue my action movie surge, I shall climb out of the fire. I imagine there's still some smouldering situation going on.
Smoldering.
I'm just gonna like brace my enormous gun like into the crook of my arm, just like stumbling forward, just like die, just, like, firing while I stumble towards it.
Okay.
It's like,
yeah.
what does it take to fucking kill you?
Okay, yeah, go for it.
We would have done that to the flaming one, but it's dead. I didn't have time to do that. You're the ugly motherfucker when it came up the thing. God, it's killing me. Mac is a big action movie fan, I think.
Yeah.
Deep in his heart, he wants to be Arnie, but he's aware that he's more of a, you know, Bobby Lee Swagger. Okay, that is a 16.
Yes.
Oh, damn it, I forgot to declare the size of my burst. How big was my burst?
No, small.
Okay.
Because fuck you didn't tell me before.
Alright, it was 6.
Oh, was it?
Well, I rolled it. That's it.
Oh, I don't care.
You know, it's
Who do you
the
want?
biggest result I can
Don't
get.
give a fuck
So.
anymore. Oh, it's a big burst.
It just means how many shots I use.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so there's
Roll me some damage.
16.
Okay. You do the what does it take to kill you thing, and you definitely like nail it along most of its back, and then it just like skitters inside, and then you see it like probably 2 or 3 seconds later reach the top of this building and launch to another building off the side, and then you all just hear it's like, and then you hear answering from around the edge, and it seems to be winding its way in and getting ever closer. What do you guys want to do?
Are we here to get something?
You
Have
are
we got the
indeed.
thing yet?
Nope.
No.
It's inside
Just right,
I
the
think
ship.
Let's get in the ship.
Just someone want to go and get in the ship, yeah.
I'm running into the ship.
Yeah, I'll run inside.
Get to the chopper!
Okay, you.
Not
who's
leaving
running
the
to
budget.
Who's running to the chopper? Who's running to the
I'm
ship?
running to the chopper.
Are you all going to the ship?
Yeah,
No.
fuck that.
Yeah. Bottleneck the fuckers.
Yeah. Let's not be out here where there's no oxygen and lots of death. Let's be in there where there potentially is less room, but also potentially the same amount of death.
Yeah.
I'm staying in the getaway car,
We're gonna
personally.
die.
Yeah.
You're gonna sit on your
It's
own
up-
in the
it's
middle
up
of
to
the...
No, Ennis will stay with me.
Why?
Okay.
Yes,
I don't think you would.
he would.
Now you see, I don't know because I don't know. Ennis doesn't like getting hurt. It's a conversation you and I have had. He doesn't like getting hurt.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a wuss.
There's a big armoured
Right.
ship. to
Yeah,
jump in.
that I think also because he's pretty tech savvy, and if you're staying outside, he's got to go in, so he'll probably go in.
Alright, fine, I'll go in.
Yeah, see, if I was in a bit better condition than I currently am, I would have fired a rocket at them from where I was. but
It's up to you. I mean,
I
to be fair,
can't. Not with 7 hit
yeah,
points
I
left.
think with not a lot of hit points left, and the fact you are severely like winded and wounded and
Yeah,
basically
so-
running out of air, yeah, I think like you could do the superhero thing when you're running in and firing over your shoulders going, but I think it's probably a bit much in your actual
Not even
physical state
that,
right now.
you're running and you dive and twist backwards. Shoot out.
However, so you guys are going to run towards the ship,
Hell yeah.
bailing out of your
No.
car,
I'm coming out of my buggy.
Yeah.
out of the
Fuck
shitty
the
buggy
buggy.
that you guys made,
Yeah.
and you're running towards this thing. All right, you
You
with
also
a lot
have
of
to do with trade or something.
behind you. You reach where you figure that the entrance to the ship is. It kind of looks like it should be a standard space dock, portway in. And you're here. It's clearly closed.
We knock on the door. Any
Lola.
answer?
You say it's standard, so the fittings are standard.
Room
Yeah, you think
service.
they're roughly standard, yeah.
Lola.
Lola,
Yeah.
Hello.
Room service.
Hello. Again, you get
Open
no
the door.
response except a very, very loud, which seems to. You're not sure if it's echoing or whether it's multiple.
All right, fine.
Open the fucking door already!
I get my hat out.
Okay. There is
Open the
what
fucking
would
door
look like
already.
some sort of interface that you could in fact plug something in to open the ship with, or there would be a combination.
16.
It takes you probably about a minute, if that. And as this kind of like when it comes in, you see all these creatures like bounding their way in. Just as you manage to get the door open, do you guys take a crack shot as you leave? Are you going to draw them in? Or are you diving in?
I'm
They are
diving
definitely
in.
within about to jump on your space.
I'm
Ennis
diving
have any
in.
grenades?
I was going to say, Ennis has a grenade launcher.
Of course he fucking does. Yeah. If you brought the flamethrower, he brought. Okay, he can't have brought the grenade launcher, the flamethrower, and.
It was on a buggy.
Oh man. Okay. All right. I'll let you have it.
Yeah.
Okay. The one and only time I'll let you have 2 fucking weapons of ginormous size. Go for it.
And he's not even there to use them.
Yeah.
This makes me so happy.
Yeah. To be fair, it's all on a big ass spacesuit. It wouldn't really make much
Yeah, and
difference.
also you're in a lighter gravity,
Yeah.
so I'll let you
Okay.
have it in this instance.
Do you want to do the honours?
Oh, okay.
Are you firing the grenade launcher?
Yep.
Alright, so
Ennis
is Ennis the only one making a shot as you guys bound in there, or are some of you taking shots?
Um,
There's a
I'm
grenade
I'm just
launcher
getting
going.
in.
Fuck it, yeah. I'm going to stand there and just like spaff off the rest of my clip over his shoulder to like try and keep them away
Okay,
from him.
you're spaffing.
and after this, I'll use my rocket launcher as well.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to do something special with you in a minute. Are you doing anything
Do
particular?
something
before you go in?
Get
You're
in.
just
I'm
getting in.
just getting in.
Okay, go for it.
Get in and out of the way of the rocket
Crits.
launchers.
You crit spunk in the rest of your round,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
And what we've got 9. There's the grenade launcher up there. So 9 plus 8, so 17 attack.
Okay.
with The grenade launcher.
Yep. And what do you get with yours?
That was another D12. Okay. It's 11 damage.
Right, 11 damage with the grenade launcher.
Yeah.
You spunked all your ammo.
Yeah, I got a crit, but I only got a base 12 damage.
Okay, yeah. And
So I rolled a
what do you
1.
do with your attack with your grenade launcher?
I'm just gonna fire it out the door.
Oh yeah, go for it, yeah. I just want to know which you get.
I'm gonna re-roll that.
Ooh.
Okay.
And the second my clip runs dry, I'm just going to throw this stolen gun at the...
Okay,
I
yeah.
carry no more ammo for it. I literally
Yeah.
have the clip that was in it when I
That's
nicked
true,
it.
yeah.
Another one.
Okay. Attack
Just
for,
Bye, Smugsy's
for
hose.
10.
A 10. Okay, you kind of fire kind of like a bit too high and it explodes the building that Mac was previously hiding in. So that just goes to smithereens. You know, the mayor is not going to be impressed. That was his favourite
I'm
ruffle
gonna
or
shout,
something.
"Ha! How did you like that?" And then just run back into.
Yeah, you guys all run back in. You reckon that between Ennis and between Mac here spunking the rest of their ammo and a rocket grenade, you reckon you've got one of possibly the 6 approaching. And you all dive in. Are you slamming the door shut, or are you going to
fucking
fire
yeah.
behind you?
Yes.
Slamming the door shut.
Yeah, you slam the door shut behind you. You are now inside a ship. It's I was gonna say it's pretty dark, but you kind of have that very low emergency lighting on. It's nowhere near enough for you guys to properly make out what the hell is going on, and it takes you a good minute or so before your eyes begin to even partially adjust to this utter darkness in here.
Well, fuck that, I've got my light on.
So you spoil the potential night vision you're about to get.
I have, actually no, I don't have my night vision because I have night vision.
You have night vision!
I can see in the dark.
You're like, fuck you guys.
You can see in low
You
light.
everyone, you can turn your lights on and ruin your night vision if you wish, but immediately, as soon as you walk in here, I forgot you fucking had that, you motherfuckers son of a bitch.
I forgot I had that.
Yeah,
That's all
you basically come into what is essentially a what would like the equivalent of like a very big cargo bay, but there are definitely mini bays within this cargo bay. There's clearly a place where someone was working on fixing like a suit of armor, you would assume. There's a place where someone was clearly working on weaponry. There are boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff. There are terminals everywhere which seem to be like you reckon if you move the mouse it'll come out sleep mode? That kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
There's like 2 or 3 of these terminals here.
Pipes going
And you can, yeah, there are pipes going across. Except in low mode, it's just a blank screen. And you can see off to one side. There's clearly where the engine compartment would be, and you can see that the power source is still very slightly going on. And on the other side, you can see there's the cockpit, which is literally just what you think is a chair and some sort of bio interface. What are you guys looking at? Because you're really putting me off.
Well,
I don't know.
Like, I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
is there oxygen on the ship?
Take your hat on and try if you want.
Nope. Is there nothing like to tell me?
Let's check to see if there's.
You don't have scanners. We had this
What am I
discussion
checking?
before. You don't
to
have.
see if there's
Here's
actually
a
oxygen
barometric
before we take
discovery.
off our suit.
Okay.
Father, just pull a little bit open and see.
Possibly.
What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? You guys don't have scanners. You don't have barometers. You don't have like atmospheric readings.
She's rolling a dice.
That means nothing to me. Your hat will just tell you,
God.
"Hi, I'm a hat. Please plug me into something."
I plugged the hat into the
Is there like
system
an
and to
obvious
see
on button and you're working
Which
the cockpit?
system? There is cockpit, which
Yeah.
looks like it has a lot of bio interface, and then there's like terminals and stuff,
I will.
which is in like the main cargo bay.
I'll plug myself into the cockpit.
Okay. I need you to make a perception check first, and then a tech check,
Okay.
because this is 100-year-old technology. Humans haven't been here for 100 years, and it's also biotech.
12.
This may or
on
may not be a
perception.
biology check.
Yeah, it's basically a biology check. You don't really find anywhere you could plug into, because this is biotech.
Okay.
You don't have a sufficiently dirty mind.
Yeah,
You just stroll up to it and nothing looks like an obvious sex organ to you.
yeah.
Okay.
There's clearly
Okay.
not like there's clearly not a vagina to plug something into.
Okay.
Is there any obvious on button that I can see?
Take a perception check.
So nothing obvious.
There's nothing obvious now.
10.
You like have a look around, spend some time. You sit in the seat. Like, yeah, this is
Start tapping.
This is actually really uncomfortable. Actually, this is not designed for humanity. In fact, this is designed for something altogether squiddier. And you just start like spacking buttons and just boom, and then whoosh, as the main lights come back on.
Oh, we have power.
But for how long? If the ship's been here for 100 years, turning all the lights on may not have been the best use of the power.
Starting the engine out, I assume it has some
But
renewable
you
energy.
do have what looks like, something that you would consider navigations, or something that you would consider possibly communications. Something that would be fairly obviously be some sort of piloting interface. But yeah, this is what you guys find here.
Boy, figure that out. I can send Dennis into the piloting station.
What are you trying to make me figure out?
What was trying to-
You're the only one of us who's anything like a pilot. You go and look at that.
Okay, you want to try and find to fly the ship?
Well, I want him to go and see if we can understand it.
Oh, okay.
You
Right.
know.
Cucumber.
Yes.
What are we trying to get off of the ship?
You're trying to get basically the records and the black box.
Okay.
The records that will have, in theory, according to Tinny, information about something to do with their species, which is quite important and quite historic. And you want the black box so they could basically record the data and say this definitely came from the ship that crashed here 100 years ago, was abandoned here 100 years ago.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn my suit off.
You're just going to test
and
the
see if I
secret.
can breathe.
Well, you wouldn't be
Well,
able to because you're
You
still
turned your
sealed.
suit off, you're still sealed in your suit.
Come on, you know how to turn your suit off.
Take your hat off.
Yeah.
Take your hat off. It's very musty. It's very, I'd say dusty, but
Right.
probably dusty.
But
It's
is there oxygen?
It very much feels like you're in a tiny room that people have been breathing in for a very long time and there's no air vents. There's air here.
Right.
There's
You're in a
definitely
smoking
air,
room.
but it's just not. This won't last for very long, you don't think, and you're already beginning to get that kind of like sweats. You've got some time, more time than you had, let's say, but this room is not in any way, shape or form pleasant to be in.
But I would still get, based on the amount of oxygen that's left in my suit, I would still be able to buy some extra time by not using that oxygen.
Yes,
and
100%.
Okay.
And to a degree,
That's
it will
what I'm trying to
begin to,
establish. I'm
yeah,
trying to give myself time.
It will begin to recharge a bit as you go along. But,
Right, okay.
so in theory, yes, it is safe to breathe in here.
Okay,
So y'all could take your hats off. It is an option.
okay.
Depending on how long you motherfuckers want to be here. Or have to be here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
whether or not you can
Case
turn any systems on.
Alright, I'm gonna pound it over to one of the many computer terminals and just see what I can make of it.
Okay, you move a mouse, or whatever the equivalent is.
Yeah.
Come
Come on, don't use trackballs or something.
Yeah, of course they
They're
do.
weird.
Of course we do. We use trackballs. So you move your trackball, which I have to say, have fun. You move the trackball, and the screen comes on with a kind of like, it's written. You don't speak. Actually, Gendal don't really do the written language so much. You do speak trade though, so they would have trade. Yeah, it comes up with a basic login. Please log in. You've been away from your station for like 100 years. You need to log in.
Right, okay.
It is definitely session has timed out. Please re-log in. That kind of bullshit.
Okay, I just took a really quick guess at what the word guest is in 100-year-old Gendar
Okay.
by entering it in trade.
Would it perhaps be better if I were to plug my hat in?
Oh yeah, but this isn't going to hurt anything, and you can do that too.
But there's a couple of terminals around here.
So there are a whole.
Alright,
whole
so
bunch.
I'll tell you what. Are you going to tech your way into one?
Yeah.
Okay, tech your way into one. You're going to guess your way into one. I don't really know what to make you roll.
Knowledge.
Yeah, go on then. Knowledge.
It's just
You're
my
doing
knowledge
well
of another
today.
language.
No.
Yeah, go on then.
So-
Knowledge. Botched. You botched. Okay.
I will pray for you.
Oh, thank
16.
Okay.
$17.
17. Okay, I'll get to you in a moment. You managed to write what you think is equivalent of a 100-year-old trade into the user part. Congratulations, you've written a 100-year-old trade version of Guest. Now what? What do you want to guess is the password, asshole?
Password.
Password what?
Then password
denied.
2.
Yeah,
Password 3.
basically access denied. You didn't say the magic word. That kind of bullshit pops up. There's no chance.
Yeah.
17.
in.
17, yeah, you crack your way in. And you basically come up with, you know, the equivalent
Yes.
list of users and a bunch of files. The files you find are related to... I'll take it off suspense music because we don't really need that anymore.
The files you find are related to. You don't know because it's an 100-year-old language.
No, it's written in trade. It's just like, we would be able to read Victorian, it's just a bit of a...
I don't know
mouthful.
trade though.
You should do.
Yeah,
Everyone
You're a
knows
human
trade.
being.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
trade.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's like the language we know.
Yeah, it's like you know English and you know trade.
Yeah.
I mean, for you it's more difficult than most others who have been in for 6 months, but
Yeah.
between the lot of you, you can work out the following.
Okay.
You can work out that,
This is the
That
trade
they're-
we know without all the rhyming slang.
yeah, pretty much. We were saying that trade is Cockney rhyming slang.
No, I'm saying the trade is the existing like galactic trading patois, and we just turned up and added rhyming slang.
Yeah.
And words they
we
didn't
had
have.
language, yeah. Okay. You find talk about reference to. There are a bunch of different files here.
Yeah.
One of them is a file labelled Darlene. There is a file labelled Labs Below.
Lamps below.
Labs.
Labs.
L-A-B-S. There's one labelled Genetics. What else can you get on a 17? No, that's all you really get. One labelled Darlene, one labelled Labs Below, and one labelled Genetics.
Okay, I have a look in each file.
Okay, the one with reference to Darlene talks about the origins of their species and how they suspect that the very elegant corpses remains that they'd found below were very well preserved, but they wanted to get a sample and possibly an entire one to take back to the Fast Federation. And they spoke about going down the next day to go get this and preserve it and bring it back up. Doesn't say that they did it.
Come back.
The labs below specifically relates to like the layout of like you know, it's particularly large. They've got a bunch of different equipment here. They talk about having a network to other similar planets which also have like very similar workspaces, and it mentions that this particular planet seemed to work a lot on genetic manipulation. And the final one is genetics, and this was the whole file devoted to genetic manipulation. Can you make an intelligence check for me? Anyone who is trying to work out what the fuck this means. Knowledge check. Knowledge check for anyone trying to work out what this particular file is relating to.
Nope.
Nope, you don't know anything.
Nope. Apparently our trained medic who's really knowledgeable knows nothing.
10.
10. I'll let you make that as a medic check.
Still not.
Still a botch.
Still nothing.
You still botch.
It's a solid botch. I'm gonna guess that
Okay,
I'm just like
that's fair.
standing too far away, like still tapping at my own console, like, nope, I'm gonna work this out.
Essentially, the medical language kind of goes over the top of your head. Occasionally, you pick up the odd work words like off-site, continue on experiments, yada yada yada. You pick up one word. Let's give you one word. Entozoon. E-N-T.
Yeah.
O-Z-O-O-N.
Okay. Enter Zoom.
Yep.
Yep.
That's basically all I'm going to let you pick up from that.
Okay.
I'm gonna hand Lola the
Although
flash.
5 points if anyone actually knows what Entozoon is.
Nope.
I'm gonna hand Lola the flash drives that I bought. So,
Everything
Down.
will fit onto a single flash drive.
you can just download it all.
Oh, download it.
What?
The sweet agony of my character botching a knowledge check of something I wrote personally into the lore.
Yep.
Cool. I download it onto the
Fine.
file.
Yeah, you copy all that on there. No, that's all you can find. That's it. That's all I'm going to give you.
Alright.
How's Ennis doing? We're trying to get this thing flying.
Is he trying to get it flying, or is he trying to get the systems going?
Trying to get
Do you
systems
want to make it
going.
fly?
We want to see if we can. If we can, then fuck it.
Right,
We'll just
I
leave on
need him
this.
to make a tech use for me, please.
You wanna
Yeah.
If we
Throw a
just
dice?
fly back to our ship. that'd be brilliant.
7.
He doesn't think it has enough power to fly again,
Fair enough.
and he doesn't know how to make it work.
Go.
He can't put go faster stripes on it and make it go, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
He just can't make it work.
That's fair enough. I pretty much just wanted him to go to the cockpit and work out what not to touch.
Couldn't you damn it boy that?
Damn it, boy!
Yeah, screw it. Damn it, boy, let me look, have another look.
Jeez, that's a loud dice.
You bought it.
I know. Fuck.
I'm going to tech the crap out of this, and it's an 11.
It's an 11. You are damn sure there's not enough power to get it
Yeah.
flying again.
Okay, that's good.
Basically, this isn't an
I just
easy
walk
way
over
for us
like,
to
yeah,
leave.
there's definitely, it's like, the button stopped like dim. I'm just like, there's definitely not enough power. What
Yeah,
did you press?
basically that is the equivalent of what happened.
What did you press to turn the lights on?
Yeah, that's pretty much the equivalent of what happened. So yeah, all the lights go down. The terminals still work. Still light to those. Still have connections.
Need the black box.
Come on, it's the gender, I'll have a dimmer switch.
Alright, does anyone want to try and find the black box?
Okay,
Look
yeah.
for the black box.
Yeah.
Alright.
We know that black boxes tend to be in the cockpit.
I
So.
rolled. What am I rolling to look for it? Perception.
Perception, yes. You are trying to perceive where the black box is.
11.
Okay.
11. Did you just roll the wrong dice?
No, it's D4.
Oh, okay, sorry, I can just see the D8 from here. I'm like,
Oh no, I shoved that out of the way.
okay, that's fine.
I was going to say, like, I'm experienced, like, I'm experienced in, like, building ships. Like, could I not, like, ship operations the crap out of this?
No.
Why not?
Because it's not your fucking ship and it's 100 years old in Gendal.
Yeah?
No.
You'd still use the same design, like, thoughts.
No, you can't use systems.
I'll also try and assist with the perception of trying to
Fair enough.
find the damn
Okay,
thing.
so what did you get for perception?
11.
11.
And I got 10.
You got a 10.
I'm still standing here trying to work out the systems. If it doesn't work, then
Oh
it's
fuck
not
me, roll
working.
systems then, you fucking
Yeah.
asshole. Get on with it. Your
Literally, like,
systems-
no,
the
so
systems-
because we've worked out where like the comm station is meant to be, and I'm like,
the
well, you normally put this near the comm
systems-
station.
The system.
I'm not
for
trying
the
to-
ship
yeah.
is a 3.
I don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to use the systems of the ship. I'm trying to use what I know about systems on
sorry.
ships.
Okay, then it'll be knowledge.
Okay, no, fine.
That makes more
I'm
sense.
better at that.
Yeah, knowledge makes more sense. Then.
It's only still an 11, so
Jesus Christ.
I get a +6, but I only
You
roll a
guys
5.
find like it's not a black box as you know it. It's not like, hey, it's a black box and it's black. You
Tape
find
recorder.
the equivalent of it, yeah. And you find it, but essentially just straight under the pilot suit. You reach in, you rip it out, and you now have a box.
Hooray, let's go.
What do you guys want to do? As far as you know, there are creatures hanging around outside. There's lots of things you can do. You're on a lifeless moon with like fucking a shitload of stuff in it, so it's up to you what you guys want to do.
Does the ship have weapons?
No. It's an exploration
I have
ship.
an idea.
On a hostile planet?
No.
I have an excellent idea.
What is your idea? Well,
My
think about
idea
it.
is no.
Put it to the vote.
I have an excellent idea. What we do is we retrieve everything we can here that we can carry with us. We power everything down and we hit the thrusters. It won't take off, but it will burn anything too close.
Maybe even shuffle forward a little bit.
It doesn't matter what it does. We're just going to climb out afterwards.
Yeah.
But you know, at least then we won't just be walking out of a door with, like,
Into our
hundreds
death.
of things killing us.
I was going to open the door, fire a rocket, and then close it again.
Oh, they just keep doing that.
Yes,
You think
but-
You could do
throw out
both.
the gun.
You could have the problem of opening a door and there's one right there and you fire a rocket into your own face.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'll shut its head in the door.
I think the thrusters plan sounds quite clever.
Could scare him off or
Yeah.
attract a heck of a lot more. One
Well.
of the two, worth a go.
I'm trying
We
to
could
keep
do
it very
we could do a
passive.
mixture of both.
I'm just saying, strolling out the door sounds like dying.
It does.
Let's
Getting
do a
this
mixture of both.
Getting this thing to, like, you know, at least scare the shit out of the things outside before they kill us.
I mean, bearing in mind what I'm sure you've told us that you've read, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'm
what kind of
assuming these
asshole
are
the hell
like genetically
information?
modified creatures that have been on this for a long time and procreating. But my assumption would be.
Either that, or we just work out what the comm station is like and scream for help. There's probably no one around, but we could try. It costs us very little.
Yes.
I think we should start with the thrusters idea.
Oh yeah,
Let's do that.
I'm cool for the thrusters.
Let's do that.
Let's go for it.
Let's move the thrusters, shoot a rocket out the door, call for help.
Hooray!
I think if we're going to try and do something in that sequence, we should call for help,
then
then do the thrusters, and then work out which way up we are, and
God
open the
damn it.
door.
I was like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
I was like, is Ennis going to jump in? Nah, it's too funny to
Yeah.
even do this.
It's like, boy, thrusters.
But after we've made a call.
Yeah. He's still
Am
going to
I
work out what it
thrusting or am I
is.
calling?
He's still going to work out what the thrusters are.
Alright, can you get him to make a tech use for me, please?
12.
12. It's taking him time, but he reckons he can probably figure it out.
Awesome.
Well,
What do you guys do now?
we didn't leave anything in our buggy, did we? No, everything we got was with us.
You have everything with you off the buggy, apart
Yeah.
from the buggy.
Yeah, I can kind of deal with losing that, I guess.
Fuck with that.
We bought it quite recently. In fact, we bought it for this mission.
In
He's
short,
lost it already.
In short, fuck the buggy sucks.
The buggy
Although,
got you safe and sound.
If this
So-
place isn't going to fly, then, you know, we're going to have to get back on the buggy. As long as
Okay.
we don't, like, burn it with the thrusters, we're fine. It's not behind us, is it?
You're assuming that the horrible beasts outside haven't destroyed the buggy in a fit of rage anyway.
Probably eating it right now.
Yeah, they're probably just suddenly like, ha 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 ha. We should get outside and like, find like 4 broken tyres. Shit.
Alright, shall we just do the thrusters?
Yes. Well, comms. Someone work out with the comm station. One of these two is the comm station. Which one doesn't look like it has a map?
I'll sit on a comm station that I think is a comm station. Something
Okay.
that has some sort of speaking device.
Okay.
A microphone and ship
Tech use,
operation.
please.
Tech use,
Because you need
okay.
to figure out how the fuck to use it first. before you can even use it.
14.
Yeah, you reckon that you figured out the on and off switch for calling out.
So I can tell
You can't, yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, pretty much. like the idea is like, you know, like Ennis has gone off on like a technical explanation of how we made a bit of work because biologically you're like, hello. What are you doing?
Do we have anyone left on
Sending
our
out
ship?
Mayday. Mayday!
Is anyone left on our ship?
There is Misha and
Yeah.
there is Grog, and they are just basically at the entrance.
Yeah.
I wonder if Danny can come save our asses.
Well, no, just, if we can at least tell them that we need help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
The ship can do a certain amount.
it has weapons.
What are you trying to do with the ship?
Oh, we're
Hang
sitting.
on a minute, no, don't tell me the plan. Tell me if you speak to Misha.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Misha!
Here's the plan, guys. New plan.
New plan.
Are you
Thrusters are good, but hey, thrusters may be even better for say digging us out of a pile of rubble. What we
Okay.
do is we call back to the ship and we get them to collapse the cavern. We're in an armoured hull. Admittedly, it's 100 years old, but it's 100 years better than we're going to have standing outside.
How deep did it feel like we were going into this cave system?
Very.
I don't think it's going to work. I don't think the ship's
Okay,
going to do much
so-
for us. But didn't we like land right outside?
There's a
the
hole
cave?
in the roof.
There's a hole in the roof that is basically slightly bigger than the ship you're in.
Yeah.
This is clearly how it got in.
Yeah, it was a
But
very
your
small
ship is bigger than this by far.
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
collapse
But-
the roof of the cavern.
But it is not as big as this cavern. This cavern is huge.
Yeah.
It's quite deep. And...
I'm just saying, we
I'll
may
tell
or
you
may
what,
not
take
give a fuck about the
a-
roof of this cavern, and we do have missiles.
Because you have night vision, and that's the
Yes.
only reason why that you do this, make a retroactive perception roll.
Retroactive.
Yeah.
Botch. I'm going
Botch.
to re-roll that. Why not? I've got 3 legendary points apparently according to my sheet.
Yep.
Botch. Never
Reroll
mind.
again.
You know what? I might just leave that. I'm just going to accept. The gods want me to botch.
And you just don't know.
You just don't know. The information I could have given you, you just don't know. And you're the only one who could have re-rolled because you have night vision.
Cool.
That's what happened
Right.
to me last
So-
time I tried to use a legendary point.
That is,
So,
I think,
yay,
true.
nay.
Twice in a row.
Collapse,
Yeah.
collapse the roof of the cavern, hit the thrusters to dig ourselves out of the rubble, get in our ship and leave.
I mean, that's the best plan we have so
Yeah.
far.
Cool, right. Bring it through to Misha.
Misha,
Hi!
we need a bombing run.
What?
Well, we're kind of trapped. There's a lot of creatures that want us dead, and we
Oh no,
probably
are you
can't.
okay? Is everything okay? Is Ennis okay? And
Oh,
you just hear off this and, yeah, I'm okay. Hi. Sorry.
we're all
It's
fine.
okay.
You know, the
We're
father-
fine, we're all fine here. How are you?
The father took a hit, but you know, emergency and all that. We're safe, but running out of air.
Oh no. Oh, that's kind of shitty. So you want to bomb it? How is this bombing ram not going to kill you? I'm going to feel awful if I'm the one that kills you all because I bombed
Well-
you.
We're in a ship.
You're in a ship. Where did you get a ship from?
It's the ship that we're here to. You know the mission.
Do I?
I assume so. I would have thought we told you.
For Christ's sake, woman, we're in a hole!
Bomb the damn hole!
Yeah, but now you want me to fill in the hole. This is really weird. This is so dangerous.
Bomb the damn hole, woman!
The boss of me. Fuck you. I'm talking to Quinn. Shut your face.
Ennis comes alone. Bomb the damn hole!
He'll be
Honey.
far polite about it. Honey, I love you very much. Okay, if you're going to use Ennis to persuade me
Okay.
to bomb you,
Honey, I love you very much. Bomb the motherfucking hole.
okay, I need Ennis
Oh, I think
not
that's the first time
using
they said they love each other.
those words. And she certainly didn't say that. And I don't think he would either. I need Ennis to make a charisma check.
Go ahead.
No.
Because this is basically charming her into bombing you.
7.
Misha, do you have a better idea?
How about you...
Damn it, this is the only thing I can't damn it, boy.
Yes, true.
But he does have legendary points.
Damn it, boy, oh, sweet talker. Hey, babe.
Look, I don't have a better plan. but I
Technically,
don't
he
wanna
has
bomb
2
you.
legendary points. He hasn't used any today.
Also, he's not here, but
Yeah.
I was going to say, fuck that guy. You can use one of his legendary points.
Yes!
Okay.
Try again! Try better!
Just use both and say it worked.
10!
12. Oh, I'm looking at me.
Yes.
10.
10. Okay.
Unless it's a manipulate charisma, in which case it's still 10 because he has no points. He said,
Okay,
he said I
she's
love
not-
you. He has to, she has to do it. Come on.
I don't think he would say I love you because I know what he feels about already.
Yeah.
Okay. The line goes quiet for a very, very long time. Like a very, very long
I'm
time.
like, hello?
And then above you, you kind of get the sense that there is a lot of rumbling going on. And then you just hear poof, poof, and lots of shaking, and you hear the creatures just like skittering off everywhere, and lots of loud thuds, and you just hear thump, thump, thump as things begin to fall on top of your ship.
Hit the thrusters, boy!
Wait, that's probably not a good idea because we'll just hit the wall and just be on top of the thing.
Sammy,
No, you don't want to be buried
sorry,
before the
Lola,
thrusters
can you
hit.
roll me a D4 for me?
A D4.
Yeah.
We want
this
the
is your whole
possibility
value.
of shooting up through the hole that was already there, rather than getting
1.
hit by everything.
A
falling.
1. You have a whole of 1.
Oh shit. We're gonna die.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the ship doesn't have to survive, we just have to not be buried.
The ship needs to survive because we're in the ship.
What, D8 rockets? I'm going to add D8 rockets.
We're so dead.
I'm going to add 2 D8 rockets. If someone could give me another D8, add to your doom.
Yeah.
And we're going to have some falling roofs, so I'm going to add 2D10, which I have.
We only have 12 missiles.
12 missiles.
Mm.
She's shot twice. She's doing it carefully. She's not just like blowing the fuck out of 12 missiles.
She's
Oh
not-
no, I'm
It's
just
like
saying you were like
hellfire
2d8, I was just like,
rockets.
shit, we only have 12.
Yeah, she's firing 2 missiles because
Okay, yeah.
if you have noticed, it's quite a thick roof.
Mm.
There's just quite a lot of rock above you, but you know she's trying to find her way through it. She's trying to collapse around the hole to make it bigger.
Yeah.
Cool down. But you do have things falling on your head.
Yeah.
Your whole value is 1.
I mean, if we can get out of the way of the immediate rubble falling, then that'd be good.
Okay, the first one breaches your hull. Obviously, you have a whole value of 1.
It's so screwed.
And yes, your ship takes a lot of damage. Your ship is currently taking 13 points of damage. So, your roof has collapsed in. Some of you are pinned, so I need all of you to make reflex saves. Who is attempting to man the thrusters?
Ennis is on the...
Yeah.
Okay,
Hit the button!
I need Ennis to do his thruster check now. So
I botch. I'm dead.
Wait for it.
What reflex save?
Yeah, reflex.
okay,
It's
so-
literally reflex somewhere on the
Oh,
sorry.
god damn,
8.
motherfucker.
I think given the circumstance, I'm
Botch
going to
as well.
re-roll that.
8.
Oh,
And this is using his other legendary.
That's my 3rd botch in a row.
I keep botching tonight as well.
It's better than someone's 4 crits in a row, I have to say.
No, it's
Right,
not.
it is
The DM is great.
it is an 11, but it's not a botch.
I should have.
Okay, so he got 11.
That's the
Okay,
first time.
he's basically the hull itself has definitely collapsed on top of you, but it's not gonna squish you all to death instantly. So you have the chance of living, but the ship is extremely compromised, and you do must just get out the pile of rubble. You are sort of sitting above it. Right. So what did we do for reflex checks?
I haven't rolled it
Right, you got a botch.
I
You
got a
are
botch.
pinned.
yet. 6.
You are pinned by a very large. Alright, so you're kind of like, where were you? In the cockpit? Are you in the
I
closing
was,
bay?
I was sitting on comms.
You were sitting on comms. Okay, behind you the wall kind of crumples and it crumples onto you and it pins you into your seat and digs into your leg. 4.
Oh bother.
8 damage. Right, what did you get?
Unmitigated, is
You
it?
got an 8.
Yes.
Yeah, fuck it, you also get pinned.
Okay.
But you don't take anywhere near as much damage. Where are you?
I was sitting at the terminal.
Oh, at the terminal back there. Basically, that whole kind of like desk area just falls on top of you when everything comes down and it collapses, and as it begins to fall on rock, you're like, oh crap! And you get pinned to the floor by the desk area and hit in the face by a monitor.
Okay.
It's kind of funny. And you take 4 points of damage.
Okay.
And the plastic surgery.
Alright, what do you do in the corner?
No.
Your face is now
Not happy.
pushed
What
to
do you
the
get?
If I had kept my original number,
Mm-hmm.
I would have had 6. I re-rolled it.
Botched.
Botched.
Okay, you are also pinned. Where were you?
In the middle of the room.
In the middle of the cargo bay or in the middle of the cockpit? Or in the engine area?
Cargo bay.
In the cargo bay. Okay. You actually just get pinned by a piece of the roof. like the roof has collapsed down, and that kind of like very point where it's pointing down, like the whole thing's crushed down, is basically crushed your torso down. Your legs can move, your arms can move, but your chest is definitely pinned. And you also botched, didn't you? You also take 8 points of damage.
I didn't botch.
I'm
I
unconscious.
got 6.
What did Ennis do to bring it to you?
Oh, Ennis.
Ennis, yeah, he's throwing the thrusters, but he still doesn't dodge out of the way.
Fuck's sake.
Have you fucked him again?
Yeah. He got a 5.
Oh, Jesus. Ennis, funnily enough, also pinned by the chair. The chair that he was
Let's just
sitting on
assume the
basically
entire
just
cockpit
pinned.
collapses.
Yeah, he's basically pinned and collapsed in place.
Yeah.
And Ennis on a 5 takes 8 points of damage.
Yeah. I got a 6, and I'm standing next to him.
Fuck
so.
me, you are also pinned. And fuck it, you also take 8 points of damage because everyone who got severely fucked. Right, all 5 of you are pinned!
Yep.
I'm a bit worse than pinned.
I'm going to say anyone who has botched, you are not getting out without help at all. There's nothing you can do.
Who didn't botch?
Is anyone unconscious?
Yes.
Fuck. Okay.
Okay.
Good job.
So it's just you and me
Okay.
who aren't botched.
In
Good to
that
know.
wonderful moment, as you feel the thrusters push you forward, the things crash down. Some of you get hit in the head by monitors and found yourself pinned under stuff. Some of you are pinned by the actual metal, so they're the biological like sheets itself. Some of you are just knocked to the floor and feel very uncomfortable. Your legs pinned. That's where we're going to take a quick break because it's about 1:30 and it's a perfect time where we leave you all in extreme peril and danger. So
Come back soon and see who survives, if anyone.
Alright.
We may all die.
Okay. As we had just left our adventurers, smooth. One doing that before we turned the mic back on. Good job.
You didn't give me much of a warning.
We did. There was like 40 seconds. There you
Did
go.
say.
Ah, burn.
Fine.
So previously, all of our adventurers attempted to use the thrusters to get out of a sticky situation and have themselves being bombed. I did not. I'm sorry. It's in there. And they found themselves being bombed, which they had asked for. I mean, pretty literally in this
Literally
case.
asked us to.
So we find our entire crew is pinned. One of them is pinned and unconscious, which is tepid over in the corner.
Yep.
And Quinn is pinned to the point where he can't actually break free without assistance at all. The rest of you, not looking too healthy so far as I can see, looking around at the various health pools.
Oh, that's fine.
Not looking too healthy. So,
I'm quite healthy.
what do you guys want to do? All the lights have gone out on the ship, the recyc has gone out on the ship, all the power is gone from the ship. It's basically a black dark hole, and the only lights you really have is kind of coming through some of the kind of like portholey windows coming from the buggy which you had left. One of its lights is like flickering and slowly going out.
I probably shouldn't mention this, but the father didn't have his helmet on.
Correct. I was about to mention that.
And the hole's being breached.
Wow.
So not only is he unconscious, he's now suffocating.
Okay. Okay, so what's your
And
endurance?
we're all pinned, so we
My
can't put the helmet
endurance
on.
is... That is me, isn't it? Yes. 2.
2. What's the actual number?
25.
You have 25 seconds to save his life, guys, so you have 4 rounds.
I can't get out.
I'll go first and
So,
try and lift off.
Where you
lift
guys
off.
are, you are in the cargo bay, you are in the cargo bay, you and pretty much everyone else is in the cockpit in various states of being stuck. You are pretty much all plunged into pretty much darkness. You have like the odd, like, if you tap your shoulder you can turn your light on. You can see perfectly well because you have night vision. But you are pinned.
You can only see in low light if it's
I'm
completely
going to say
pitch
you
black.
can see in the dark.
Okay.
I'm going to say you can see this because you have
Nice.
the vague light coming from the buggy which is beginning to flicker and go out, but it'll give you enough to get an awareness of what your surroundings are.
Okay.
So-
I tap my light on so I can
Your
see.
light comes on, you can see that sort of like if you turn your head slightly, you can see that the father is laying there. His hat, his Stetson has rolled off his head and he is unconscious.
Okay, I try and move the thing that is pinning me to the ground off.
Okay, I need a strength check from you.
10.
Yes. So essentially the thing that was pinning you down was this kind of like the side unit, and you give it a hearty shove and it basically rocks and pushes off. It kind of precariously like wedged into an almost like probably about 60-degree shape, but you get it wedged in place. One of like the keyboards fall off and give you a quick thwack, but other than that, you're now free. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Seeing as I'm the only one of the rest of us who can move,
I'm laying there
You're
going.
still pinned,
Yeah, no.
but yeah.
The others are irrecoverably pinned.
Ennis is pinned, but not irrecoverably.
Before anything happens, I'm gonna go. Brilliant plan, Mac.
We're alive, aren't we?
Well planned. Yeah, you, everyone in the cockpit, you can't see what's going on in the cargo bay, and the cargo bay, you cannot see what's going on in the cockpit.
Yeah.
Like, you have no awareness unless you shout
Yeah.
at each other.
Right, yeah.
Or, gurgle your last dying breath.
I'm just gonna slap my light
Yep.
and try and pull free of
And
what I
you-
assume is the pilot's chair pinning me to
Yeah,
the
I'm
floor.
gonna say because you were right next to Ennis, the thing that's pinning you both down is the chair, and it's quite hefty. But between the two of you, you could push it off for sure. So I need you both to make strength checks.
Okay.
And
Do you want
some
to go for
counters
this?
as go as well.
I'll do it. And Ennis crits.
That's just handy because I don't.
Ennis, without a single thought, like, oh god, I'm trapped! Just gives it a hearty shove, and the chair just basically rolls off of the pair of you, and you're both free and easy to do whatever you wish. What are you doing? You're pinned.
Okay.
It's literally
Fine.
like, I'm gonna say that your legs and your arms can move, but your chest can't. I just think that's
Yeah,
just
it's like-
really funny. Like, yeah, like, you can't even put your hands under, like, to push it out. It's completely flat against your chest and
was it,
pinning
it
you
was
together. Like, you can wiggle your arms and your legs, but you really can't do anything else. Your light, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say for the sake of brevity, your light is broken as well. You cracked
I made it
you cracked it.
Yeah.
All right, back in the cargo bay.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
I'm trying to find wherever Father put his helmet.
Yeah.
Okay, I need you to make a perception check. It's going to be quite difficult because you only have your shitty light. And you don't know at all where he put it.
No. Got a 5.
You've got a 5. You have no idea. I do
Duct tape
remind
his
you,
face up.
you can shout. And these assholes will hear you. You won't then be alone.
Guys, do you know where the father put his bloody helmet?
Take knowledge checks.
Do it. No.
Correct. I know exactly where he put his helmet.
Oh, shit mine. Where'd you leave your helmet?
I would point, but I can't.
It would have been close to the door when we came in because that's I immediately tested the air, didn't I?
Near the door.
Near the door. I looked near the door.
Make another perception check. I do warn you,
Crit.
you guys. Okay. Hang on. So you look at the door and realise, hang on a minute, we've kind of half crashed, half been bombed to death. So you just walk down the slope a little bit, like because the ship is now on a slight angle, and you find it having rolled up against the door to the end of the farm, and you find his hat.
Okay. I put the hat on his head.
Jay, I need you to roll any dice. Evens, your hat is fine. Odds, your hat is correct. Sorry, helmet.
Evens.
Your hat is fine. Helmet,
God.
your helmet is fine.
Your
You can
hat is
slam it
fine.
on, twist it. That's fine.
Yeah,
That's what
slam
you're
it on,
doing.
twist it.
Snap his neck.
I'm sorry, I've infected everyone with the habit of calling every helmet a hat.
Yes. To be fair,
And
I generally
I
always call them hats anyway.
try and shake him awake.
I will get back to that in a
You
moment.
hear a cracking sound as he's like moves.
Roll a d6, how much damage you do. So, what are you guys doing back in the cockpit world? You've heard the shout of, where the fuck is his hat?
I'm sorry, I'm getting stuck, guys.
Actually, like, is anyone hurt?
A little bit.
Are you shouting this loud enough to be heard in the
Yeah.
Yep, you can hear that
You
too.
know, I've been freed. So I'm just like, right, I'm the medic. Is anyone hurt?
I
I'm
can't.
currently
Really,
standing there
Lower,
over someone who's like
lower.
laying there, like bleeding out, like unconscious.
yeah, I
Just
can't,
like,
Respond!
I can't really shout for myself.
She doesn't have to respond if she doesn't want to.
She's just like,
Yeah, he's fine.
I'm good.
Father's fine.
Father is badly damaged.
Well, they knew that.
What's new?
Do you want to come help him?
Okay. Like,
Seems you're a better medic.
okay, I'm just like, being that it's still dark and I haven't looked like underneath the collapsed wall. And I was like, you're in charge, Mr. Quinn.
Excellent. Okay. Can someone what do you guys want Ennis to be doing right now?
I can't do anything.
Okay, I'm
What
gonna
is Ennis
say,
doing?
I'm gonna say that Ennis, like,
Does Ennis
he
want to
have?
help
does he
help
have?
Mr. Quinn?
yeah, Ennis turns around and sees Mr. Quinn pinned under the wall, basically.
Ew.
Yeah, he looks standing like, you got yourself stuck. And then you hear him spout off some sort of technical nod. Oh, he hasn't got it, has he?
What?
Okay, alright, I want to
He
say.
has Hulk out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say he comes up with some like very technical bullshitty way of like how he could put levers in and how he could like pump them through. And as he's thinking about pumping, he thinks, wait a minute, I have things I can pump into my bloodstream, and he injects himself with Hulk out.
Oh god, he's gonna kill me.
Do you want to explain what Hulk out does? Because I don't have the things in front of me. Oh, you don't either? Okay, well fuck you then.
Yeah.
Alright, so for the moment, he's injecting himself with Hulk out.
It's like +3 strength.
Yeah, it's something ridiculous.
It does something and something awful happens to you too.
He,
No, Hulk's not the one that does too much. That's too
he
hideous.
permanently loses a point of addiction.
Yeah, yeah, it does that.
Oh yeah, it does that.
Yeah, but it's not the other one that really screws you over in the short term as well.
Should we come back to that?
He only has one
point
point of addiction, though.
Yeah, I know.
So I think he's used it already.
Yeah.
Oh.
He has. Yes. Right, so we'll assume. Oh yeah, because he made his strength 60 last time, so yeah, it is +3.
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah,
he's going
Hulk
to.
up. So Hulk up gives you +3, +2 endurance, and +10 temporary hit points, and a permanent -1 to endurance.
What's that?
What's that?
What are you rolling for?
Oh yeah.
He gets a +3 for
+10.
strength,
Yeah.
gets a +2 for endurance, and then he gets 10 temporary hit points. And he has a -1 to his addiction.
Yeah.
Permanent.
He's now at 0 addiction.
Haha, motherfucker.
You have to take an addiction roll as well.
Okay, not this one. No, it'll be if he uses it again.
Yeah.
Right.
Uses this drug again.
Yeah.
Or if I think he starts abusing drugs, then I'll make him up. Okay, so he comes up. That he basically talks to you and has this very long, like, what sounds quite a reassuring engineering method of saving you, and then he just gets that weird kind of glint in his eye. Even in the darkness, you can see it, and he's just like, oh no, what's he done? And you see him inject himself with Hulk up. Okay, you're unconscious, you can't do anything. You've arrived into the cargo bay. It's a fucking tip, as one would suggest. Would expect. There are broken screws, broken everything here, there, and over. And you can see that basically as you walk in, the first you think that the ceiling has been dented down, it's cracked, it's broken into pieces, and you see that it is pinning the father to the ground on his chest and partly across his legs. And you can see a nice pool of blood coming somewhere, now bowling up inside his hat. And there is a Lolo attaching his, having just attached the helmet to his head.
And slightly shaking him, trying to wake him up.
Yeah, she also looks not comfortable, but she's not unconscious.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm fine, yeah. What are you talking about? I've only had 4 points of damage.
Oh, you do your health points the other way, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay, I'm gonna
That's alright, I'll start killing you next then.
I'm gonna
Hey.
smash my way over through the detritus to the father and just try and get him sort of stabilised. just to the point of just like, let's just make sure he doesn't leak any more.
There is a...
Oh yeah, I'm not concerned with the thing pinning him right now. I'm concerned with him not dying while he's under it.
Let me say, if you're trying to find a way to help him, there is quite a big wound on his head, and that's what's bleeding.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be wonderful. I can take off his helmet and let him suffocate, or I can deal with his head wound. Choices. Well, never liked him much anyway.
Do you have legendary points to undo that?
Oh, taking his helmet off, killing him.
I'm going to crack, take him out of his misery.
That's kind of what I thought you were going at. Okay, nice. So, yeah, you take his helmet off. Take a medic check.
Jesus Christ.
I understood you were taking off the helmet. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I thought you were breaking
We're,
his head. It's like,
we're drinking buddies, you understand me?
Exactly!
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Please don't kill me.
This won't kill you. It's just not very good. Screw it, I'm going to re-roll that. There's literally like only one thing I can roll that's worse than that. And it's not that. So hey. Right. 15.
15.
Yeah.
You need to stop the bleeding. Basically, if you don't stop the bleeding, he is going to A, bleed out, B, you reckon that there is quite a lot of internal damage. He's probably going to have some sort of extreme amount of concussion if he wakes up, and you're pretty sure that that kind of thing is, yeah, you're going to need to help him sooner rather than later.
Duct tape.
Otherwise you're going to lose him.
Duct tape does not fix all.
Duct tape fixes everything.
Actually,
Yeah,
probably
pretty much.
temporarily would fix it quite well.
Yeah.
It's glue.
No.
You can make butterfly stitches from it, but
Yeah, might get infected, but
you can you butterfly stitch it and then you put duct tape over the top to stop more infection. But you can use it as butterfly stitches, but this needs something way more than butterfly stitches. This needs genuine stitches, and we need to keep an eye on like his brain swelling and stuff from the potential bruising.
Goodbye, cool.
That being the case.
Basically, triage, you need to stop the bleeding now. Everything else can be done afterwards.
Yeah.
Because the brain swelling won't come in for probably, you reckon, a couple of hours. If you're lucky.
Yeah. Right. I need to stop the bleeding.
Cucumber, I'm actually worried we're going to die here.
I'm almost certain we're going to die.
Well, the thing is, the thing with anything that we might do at the moment is that all the useful kit we would have would probably be
On the ship.
Well, no, I was going to say
Or
all the useful shit we'd normally have for this situation would be our clothes and things in our pockets, which would be inside the spacesuits. So I have a bandana that I could tie this off with around my neck inside my spacesuit.
You can last a little bit.
Yeah,
You've taken his helmet off.
yeah. Doesn't
And you
mean,
need to get it
doesn't
back
mean
on
I'm an
quickly.
idiot.
What do you want to do? You know.
We're having a conversation while Father
Before I suffocate.
Yes.
Well, to be fair, you're unconscious. It takes a very long time to suffocate.
Yeah. He has 25 seconds. That's what I'm giving him. Before he suffocates, and then he has approximately 5 minutes of oxygen left in his bloodstream.
No. I'm not there. I can't tell you not to.
Okay. So while you guys decide,
I'm there. What are you trying? What are you indicating?
I'm indicating that he's fucked, he's pinned, he's dying. I have no idea what to do.
Okay, well you have to
Take
think
your
about your
fucking helmet off
response
and
from
get
that.
bandana.
We're going to go back
That
over
won't
to
necessarily
Ennis,
help.
who's going to attempt to, with his extreme Hulk out powers, to kind of just lift and bend this wall away
Why
from
don't you
Quinn.
just tear the chair out from under him?
Yeah.
He's sitting on a
Well,
chair.
you've pinned on a chair, aren't you? Alright, you can do that. You can basically reach under, grab hold of the chair and give it a yank out. So take me a strength check for him. Remember he's got +3.
You roll it. I can't roll better than like a 4 today.
You just like it, so
crit.
if this goes wrong,
Right
it's my
beginning.
fault.
Yeah,
Nice.
see, I can roll those.
What was I rolling before?
It's 16.
Strength.
Yeah, there we go.
A 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically without too much of a problem, he just yanks his thing, almost like a magician pulling out the cloth underneath
That's
there.
it.
But yeah, you basically bump and your ass hits the ground and the chest stays there. You are, for all intents and purposes, free. Okay, let's go back to the cargo bay. Ennis is basically
Take off your
filling-
goddamn helmet and use your
Ennis is
bandana.
basically going to fill in Quinn on the information so you can be back with the group in a few seconds.
Fair enough. Fine. Okay. Take a deep old breath and take my helmet off. Yeah. Get the bandana, tie it around his head, go. That's probably not going to do anything and he's going to die. And put my helmet back on.
Just as you finish saying that, Quinn and Ennis walk into the room.
Yeah.
And you basically see that the father is there with big old blood pooling under his head. He's got his helmet off and he's been pinned to the ground, unconscious. And it's just like,
Oh shit.
ah! And then it's his first reaction is to run over and unpin the guy. Take another strength check for me for him. Anyone can help, by the way.
I just figured.
40?
I figured like any like structural pinning would just be pointless to try and counteract for
You
us.
can try.
So that's 14.
He got a 14.
Yeah.
He's struggling, so he's going to need assistance.
Oh, I've got.
I mean, there are other things you
mighty
can put
strength of
levers
2.
in there, like, you know, you put, basically you could just put a lever in there and start like pushing it up. You only
I
need
grab
a little bit.
A metal beam or something.
Yeah.
Alright, anyone else helping up?
Yeah, sure.
What do you do?
I would love to help.
And as we do that, the blood pools down and
I
pulls it
help
away.
wherever it is that Ennis is lifting and continue to.
Oh, you basically grab the other, you grab the part of the lever as well and help
Yeah.
on the same lever. Okay, you two make strength checks for me.
I try and slide
6.
something under the father and drag him
9.
out on it.
Okay, you find like a really kind of like, basically one of the sheets which would have been like, you know, a bit of the hole, which you think, alright, so as they're lifting it up underneath, you can just slide it underneath. So I'm going to make you to make a dexterity check for me. I assume you don't really care about, you know, neck wounds or anything right now.
Well, that's the whole point. I'm putting him on a spine board.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, you're doing it very, very carefully. In that case, you can take a medic check.
Okay.
I don't ever can.
12.
A 12. Yes. It's a spine board is a really basic thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like rip the end of like the duct tape roll that's hanging off at his waist and just like tape him to the board.
You basically get him on the spine board, you pull him out a little bit, and you basically tape him to this big piece of the hole. It's quite big. It's much bigger than he is, but you managed to make it work. The father is now freed. You guys are now unpinned, if not in a slightly worse off state, and Ennis looks like a beast right now.
Let's go out there and kill the things.
Right, so
It is at that moment that you guys hear a crackling from your radios. So, I'm outside. Where the fuck are you? Are you not in that broken ship, are you?
we are.
What? Fuck, 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 fuck. And then she just stops the radio and you just still imagine her going, fuck, 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 fuck. But then she pilots her way in nearby and you hear the ship rumbling and let's see how close she gets and whether or not she crushes you.
That's a crunch and we're all dead.
Short film! Bam!
Well, she crits.
Oh.
Great, oh thank God.
She basically hovers and comes down, so she's in the central area where you guys had broken, like where the ceiling broken down and crushed poor Tepid over there. You can see her basically just hovering, just slightly above to the side of that, and you see Grog, who basically opens the side door, and you hear me like as they open the door, you hear me just like fuck, fuck, fuck off in the distance, and he basically throws down a rope for you guys.
I jump on.
Take a strength check for me.
I take a moment, look at the father, look at the rope, look at the father.
Ennis, get the father. I just go and grab the
10.
rope.
Strap it to
10.
his
You
back.
managed to pull yourself up pretty quickly.
Okay,
And Rob throws down the rope again. Who's up next? Don't you think the
As
men
I
should
said-
stay with the dying guy?
And I said, I heard, Ennis, get the father, and I grabbed the rope.
Make a strength check if you're climbing up the rope.
Right.
I mean, are you tying it to anyone, or are you just going to climb up the rope? It's your choice. The rope
Sure.
has been thrown down. What are you doing?
Sure, I'm gonna like tie it to my suit
Okay.
and grab the other side of the board
Okay.
with Ennis.
So.
We're trying to get Grog to pull us
Okay.
up.
So you're going to tie the rope onto you.
Yeah.
You're
and
grabbing
grab
one side of the board.
Yeah.
And Ennis is going to grab the other side of the board and grab the rope just slightly above you, or just at
I
the
think
side.
Ennis is gonna hold the board
past
up.
The board up. Okay.
So
you're
I'm
not
going up
exercising it.
with the patient.
Okay, alright. I need you both to make strength checks for me.
Just drop him halfway up.
That's what I'm worried about, because that could kill him. So I need Ennis to make a strength check too. So, Mr. Tepid, if you're going rolling for him.
Fuck's sake.
Botch.
Oh
Has
god.
anyone got any legendary points left?
Nope.
Hang on a minute, you two are working together.
Ennis has one.
You two are working together. Reroll. What did you get?
I got a 7.
Oh, yeah, then reroll. Both of you reroll. Like, damn it, boy, you're not my father. You try and manhandle the father's back up the room.
It's worse.
It
6.
can't be worse than the botch, right?
No, it's not about.
What was it? What was I rolling?
Strange.
Yeah, he gets a
So it's
14.
still got
I get a
so
6.
14.
Okay. I'm going to say Grog is more of an assistance than you are. Basically, Ennis gets it most of the way up with his arms. You're basically ineffectually guiding this thing,
Yeah.
and then you feel like Grog's like very like furry arm reach across, grab the end of the board and like haul him up as Ennis basically pushes the last bit up. And you now have the father on board, you're on board. And without much further ado, the rest of you guys get up.
Yay.
I don't think you can roll if you want. See if you fall and hurt yourself even more.
I don't.
You're fine.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, the pair of you basically just climb your way back up, and you are all in the ship.
In lieu of anything intelligent or witty to say, I think Ennis is just going to stand his words like, go!
Cheese it!
He's on Hulk out, so he's just, go!
Before like
Way too wired to, like, you know,
yeah, way
make
too wide.
sentences.
I'm assuming we took the black box with us.
We did, yeah. Wait,
you
did
have
we
the
find
stuff-
it?
You have the.
I have the disc,
Yeah, you have the
files.
discs. The black box you were pulling out from under the pilot seat, so I assume you probably
Yeah,
have
you
it.
said we had it, yeah.
Yeah, I assume you have it.
You.
Okay, basically before even Ennis's like hulked out version of go issues from his mouth, Misha is gone. That's it, she's fucking ploughed out of here. She's very unhappy about the idea that you guys were in this and she may have killed you.
Right, you didn't.
But she didn't, but she doesn't really know this right now. She knows there are casualties, and yet another crit for her piloting. So you guys bamf your way out of this fucking hole, leaving all these etinous creatures below you, and the various different forms of them, and all the different things.
As they run at us, can the thrusters burn and they shoot off?
Just
Crit, come on.
Yeah,
She's
go
got
on
to time
then.
it
Yeah,
perfectly. She's waiting for them.
Our missile pods have guided missiles. We can direct a bombardment back down at the ground as we
A
fly
waste.
away.
It's a bit of a waste.
Misha,
It's not a waste. They're assholes and they deserve to die.
Misha just burns a lot of them up with the thing. There were some smaller creatures, which you kind of see get incinerated, but that's not a big problem. So, you guys bamf your way out. What do you guys want to do?
Okay.
Steve.
You guys are leaving. She needs to know where she's going.
Hospital.
Yeah, pretty much for the father.
Okay.
Nearest hospital.
Okay, I need to find out where that might be. Because I don't remember where we are.
Yeah. Do I need to
It's
take
been
some manner
like
of keeping
days.
him alive until we get there?
Okay, you are basically in the cockpit. Sorry, you're basically in the cargo-ish bay. I don't know the layout of your new ship very well.
We have a med bay.
You have a
Hooray!
med bay. You have a med bay.
Yeah.
Oh, your med bay was tiny, if I remember right.
Oh yeah. It's literally like a bed.
Yes, that was it. It was literally just a bed with a cabinet and some drugs on it.
Yeah.
So you didn't get much out of it, if I remember rightly. I don't know what the bonus that I said you could write down.
I don't know.
Right, let's go to space and find out where Mac we are. So describe what you are doing, if you're assisting, helping him, or whatever.
Yeah, I'm just going to, strip him out of the spacesuit, trying to assess his injuries.
It was a +2 for the med bay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just generally trying to keep this poor stricken being alive.
Take a med check for me. Do not, under any sense of every word, do not fuck this up.
In the words of Mama Roo, do not fuck this up.
Do not fuck this.
I don't. I do not fuck this up. I in fact get an 18.
Holy shit. You stabilise him fantastically. You can roll a what's your medic ranks?
2 is D8 plus 6.
True. Well, you know what, you need to heal.
Mhm.
Go for it.
13.
13. You can gain what negative are you at?
I'm at -1.
You're -1. Okay, I'm going to say you can take yourself up to... Yeah, take yourself up like as you would do if you're getting those 12 hit points, but you are unconscious, and you have 2 levels of suffering. And I will tell you what happens to you when we finally get you awake.
Sorry, did you say what hit points I was back to?
You should be at 11.
I'm at 11 hit points.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, your choices are... You can go to Loss, which is technically the closest. Loss, take a knowledge check. She basically just yells out, there's a planet, it's called Loss. I've been here before and I know what the fuck it is.
I got a 12.
12. You know that it is a terraform planet where everything is controlled by the way of science, basically. So everything from environment to diet to any experiments are monitored by scientists. So everything is under their control. The planet is mostly seas with some dry land masses, but not lots. And it's the closest planet to you guys.
Giant rapture.
Yeah.
I think when we put it in, it's Camino from Star Wars. We have like the little islands.
Yeah.
What's
There's,
the
like,
closest one
lots of science
to
labs.
where we need to go back to see cricket?
So there's Lost, which is the closest, and then there's a gas giant, and then there is Hito, which is where you was going to be meeting this Tinny. So
Why don't we just go to the big ass planet right next door with all the science shit?
Science
As long as we don't tell them anything.
let's say it's literally twice the distance to Hito. So
We
you
can
can
get
go bounce 1 meta unit to Lost, bounce 2 meta units will get you to Hito.
Just take the 1 meta unit.
Yeah.
To get into
It would take you about, I think if I remember rightly, it took you about 6 or 7 hours to get here. It takes you a long time.
Okay.
Misha can attempt to make... Between Misha and Ennis, they can attempt to make the trip faster. It will involve burning out a degree of your engines, and it will involve Misha making a lot of piloting checks, but we can give it a go if that's what you want.
Hey Doctor, how long do you think he's got? Thanks.
He'll probably last the day if he doesn't die right now.
You're
That's
at that
the
point
spirit.
where you need to make observations on about every 15 minutes because you're well aware that with massive brain trauma, at some point the brain may swell and you may have to.
It's one of those things. He may outlive us all. He might die right now.
Yeah.
Every moment counts.
Pretty much. Okay, in that case, can Ennis make a tech check for me?
Yes.
No, dude.
Oh, will it?
16.
Yes. I doubt he goes to assume that it's a yes. Yep, he manages to eke a bit more at the engines. Can someone roll a piloting check for Misha? She's gunning it with engines, so it's whatever your engines is.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
So what's your
That's
engines? It's 4.
6.
In total?
Yeah.
Okay. She also guns the fuck out of the engines. It's there, but not as fast as it possibly ever could be. So you make the trip to Hito in about 5 hours. However, I need you to make a series of medic checks for me.
14.
14. He basically begins to get that kind of feverishy thing going on. Not looking great, but you manage to go get some cooling packs and cool him back down.
17.
17. You begin to realise he's suffering from some blood loss. What's your blood type, Joe?
What? Is it written down?
Have you ever
I just
decided?
wonder.
Yeah.
If you're asking
Shouldn't
for
be.
what his blood
Yeah,
type
what's his
is,
blood type? If you know what your blood type is, that's his blood
No.
type. Then what's
so
his blood
we'll
type?
go O negative.
Good choice. Is anyone here actually own egg?
Nope.
No,
I have no idea.
I think I'm
Okay.
AB something.
Yeah.
You an AB?
I think so.
Oh shit. That's rare.
And I'm the lame punny one. Hooray! I'm B positive. Because
I don't know.
everyone who knows me knows that fits me so well.
I'm going to say that for the sake of brevity, Misha is Oneg. Because I know that Ennis is APOS.
But she's piloting.
He's,
Don't normally take blood from the pilot.
she just sticks her arm out. It's that or you're dead.
Mm.
So she sticks her arm out. I need you to make a medic check to make sure you don't fuck up removing blood from her. So she sticks it on
Basically,
on
that's
autopilot.
Oh.
She comes and sits next to Tepid and
Yeah.
puts her arm out. She doesn't brook any argument, she just gives her arm.
Nice.
18.
Yeah, you do it without fucking it up. Okay, you've stabilised him to the point where it's still very, very ishy, and you become aware that it's intracranial pressure. You realise that shit's going up, and it's not great. As you, basically, yes, as you arrive at the planet of
Where?
Loss.
Oh.
Right, someone on comms try and convince the people at Loss the
Gee.
great scientific experiments that you want to be let in.
Hey, have any of you ever wanted to try and cure like serious brain damage?
I'm sorry, what?
Just, just out of interest, as an experiment, would you like to cure serious brain damage?
Well, of course we would. We're a bunch of scientists here. We like to cure everything and anything.
Wonderful. We have a candidate who's perfect for this experiment.
Okay.
Maybe
We'd like
land.
to Sure, but we need a huge list of details before we can accept such a patient onto our into our care. We need to know the blood type, the height, the race, how old they are, how long it's been since they last ate, how long since they last drunk.
Can we
And
do
it
this on the
reels off
planet?
This whole list of things.
Being
and it
that the
just
cockpit
doesn't
is right
stop.
next to the med bay, I'm just going to stroll on over and go, measure it yourself and we fucking land. Ship's doctor.
Take a charisma check for me.
I don't think that's a charisma.
No, that is.
It's more like an
This
intimidation.
is charisma. This is just too funny.
8.
Aliens love you, dude. So
9.
you land
That's
without
true.
too much of a problem, and these Gendal just they come out and they're kind of like a bit curious. They kind of like they're carrying out with various clipboards and writing equipment and stuff, and they're just like they come to your to the airlock.
They go on the airlock, open the airlock, I'm just like, there he is, do the science.
Oh, I see. You actually needed medics. Okay, we're scientists. We're very different. Okay, we'll be right back. Just tootle off. And about 3 or 4 minutes later, these Gendar were coming at almost extreme speed, just like bamf up, and they're carrying like various stretchers and stuff. And they clearly had some information back from the scientists, and they just said, "Come on board." They very gingerly, very, very carefully lift Father Tepid onto his stretcher. They haul him up and they carry him away. Okay, what are you guys following with?
I'm going to stride off as the handing off physician. Standing over and like, be careful with my patient, goddamn you.
He's had 20 cc's of essential oils and...
Does he smell like essential oils right now? Or are you actually taking this serious?
Yeah, I didn't have time to uncork the essential oils.
Yeah. He has one of those bean bag things that you put in a microwave strapped to his chest.
That would be an exceptionally bad idea. Okay, so yeah, you and you hand off all the information that you need to. And Tepid gets immediately taken into surgery. And he's off. He gets taken off in his own private transport. You go with, because you're the attending physician. The 3 of you are basically bumming around.
Sweet.
What do you guys want to do?
We're going to go for a nap.
Excellent. You go for a nap. It's a really good nap. What are you doing?
Sounds like a good idea, actually.
You're also going for a nap.
Take a nap.
I'm going to say that Ennis and Misha do their thing, and they possibly do or do not have a nap. No, I'm not going to say that haven't said it has. So they go off and have a conversation. Misha's clearly like,
no, they go off and have a nap together.
No, they do the awkward like refixing the ship thing, where every time like they try and like roll back the damage that they've done to it from running it so hard. They do the awkward like hand touching things on the same thing. They spend like a good like 3 hours doing that shit.
Every wrench they reach for, they're both going for at the same time.
Yeah, give or take.
And until eventually the passion they cannot take it no more.
I will not say that happens because he's not here. So,
the passion rises. They can't take it anymore. They can't stand to look at each other, and they just both leave the room.
Yeah, somewhere in
They
the
both
corner.
leave
It's somewhere in the corner like a pressure vessel just goes just lets out some pressure. Yeah, anyway, carrying on. So
the water system now suddenly taxed as 2 cold showers are happening simultaneously at opposite ends of the ship.
as you rock up to the hospital, which is some distance
sure we only
off,
have one shower.
they ask you a series of questions which you would most likely know the answer to, give or take. And do you describe honestly the accident?
No.
Okay.
Something big hit him.
So, what happened? How did you get these injuries?
There was a hull breach in the ship we were on.
Oh, okay. Well, it looks a lot like crushing damage here.
Yeah. There was a hull breach. He was pinned.
Oh, I see. So you were on a place with actual atmosphere, so it wasn't out in space.
No.
Okay, a different ship, I assume. Must have been a different ship. Okay, fair enough.
Yes.
Okay. Take a charisma check. Take a manipulate. Intellect.
Yeah. Fuck. Nope.
The doctor gives you, well, the paramedic, I guess, the EMT, gives you a very side-on glance of, really, and flushes the colour of, really.
Yeah.
The really colour.
You know, we can't really attend and look after him if we don't actually know what happened.
That is what happened.
Yeah.
That's totally
You know, you can't attend and do much if I shoot you. Get on with it.
And that is pretty much what
It
happened.
gets on with it. No, it gets on with it, and you arrive at the hospital. The paramedic basically trembles a bit as it hands over the patient to the actual surgeon, and the surgeon again is Gendal. All you can see here is nothing but Gendal, and the little physician, the doctor that's going to surgery, immediately sends Tepid off into surgery as he gets scrubbed up, and it turns and looks at you, and it says, as the physician, are you trained as a surgeon?
Just triage room. I'm more of a, GSWs and plugging.
Understandable. Okay, well, just going to be upfront and honest, we don't really deal with humans here. So this may be more of a tricky operation than you would expect. We don't really know human physiology that well. You are welcome to come in and assist if you wish, or to give out any guidance. I don't really know your physiology all that well, but we can do with what we must, and any help would be grateful.
Is there anything I can do to help you?
Excellent. Get yourself scrubbed up and we'll see you in. And I need you to make a medic check for me. This is the operation. You're basically being brought in to serve as a nurse.
So the nurse, and possibly like, we'll scan you and work out what it's meant to look like.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. They rely a lot on your knowledge.
Wasn't a botch.
No, it wasn't a botch. 9.
A 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doing my solid streak of 3s.
Threes and botches.
Yeah, 3s and botches. Okay, so you are in the surgery. They bring in some bloods. They take some of your bloods. Do you let them? Are you only used to it?
No, but
No?
I tell them that. But
Okay, as you tell them that, they don't take your blood because, like, well, okay, for us it's perfectly fine, but for you, obviously not. They do with what they can. They administer a bunch of plasma fluids, anything you can do to bulk them up. They go in, they check the brain, you figure out that actually, yes, there's some degree of brain damage there. But they also ask if they also mention, whilst they're doing this, like, surgery, if he has any other previous injuries to the brain.
yes, I detail that he's like a paranoid schizophrenic, for fuck's sake.
Okay.
You know, I don't rule it out, basically.
Okay, they take that under consideration. They continue the operation. There's an extremely scary moment where his heart stops, but it comes back on pretty soon afterwards, and they patch him up. Good 6-7 hours later, and so you can see that if they could sweat, it would be sweating right now. Probably does sweat actually. It's probably just goo everywhere. And they wheel him into recovery. Mr. Shuri, I need you to roll 2d12.
Poor movie.
That was a botch.
It's fine. So an 11.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just wanted the numerical
I just need
value.
the numerical value.
Okay, so that is 17 in total. So that was a 6.
Okay. And that was a 6.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't wake up for 17 hours. What do you do?
I go the fuck to sleep.
Are you staying at the hospital? Are you heading back to the ship? Are you telling anyone what's going on? Or are you like, fuck those guys, I've been in surgery for 7 hours, I'm going to sleep?
Yeah. I was nearly burnt to death. I was in a gunfight. I got nearly crushed. I commanded a bombing run on myself. I've just undergone
12 hours of medical care.
the better part of a 12-hour shift in a hospital with a severely ill patient. I sleep there, like in the manner literally of surgeons who've just finished an 8-hour operation.
Yep.
I lay on the floor and sleep.
Okay, I'm going to leave you guys for a moment. What do you want to do? There's roughly 24 hours. You snap for a good 8 hours.
Yeah, it's not really
Misha and Ennis fix the ship and nap for a good 8 hours. But still only 8 hours.
You've
You've
go
heard
and find a pub.
Nothing. You've heard zip.
I doubt there's a pub on science.
Probably not.
You can have a look.
Oh,
I go and find a pub.
Roll a perception check.
There's definitely a science pub.
Every
They
scientist
have like the
needs
best
a pub.
cocktails.
Exactly. It's gonna have like some like crazy ass tequila
9.
sunrise.
A
thing
9.
going on.
You get out and have a walk. It's boggy, it's wet. Occasionally there's some dry areas. You see some roads, you follow them for a bit. You can't find anything.
Can I
There
stop
seems
and
to be
ask
like
someone?
one main. You don't really see anyone. There seems like one main path from where you are, and you guys have basically just gone fuck. Landed where you needed to land as close as you could to where it is that you thought you'd be able to get to. Basically in the middle of nowhere.
Right. Well, this sucks.
To the hospital, I guess.
I'm not feeding your alcoholic urges.
I want alcohol!
You basically find nothing.
God damn it. Fine, let's go to the bloody hospital. Maybe they have alcohol there.
They'll have ethanol.
Yay!
Wow.
They might direct me to a pub.
You may go blind, but
Okay.
Either they'll have ethanol or they can direct me to a pub. Let's go!
Just take it with tonic.
Are you walking? Are you like
Jogging.
Jerry written jog from wanting to drink booze to jogging. Wonderful. Okay. You guys jog. Bit of a run.
I don't know.
I'm just going to.
But let's say probably
The
about
father might be
30 odd
dying
minutes,
or-
30, 40 odd minutes, you guys make it there. You arrive at this kind of building. It looks more like an entrance to, like, basically looks more like a dock, like an entrance to another place than it is a hospital. But you go in there and there are clearly signs written in trade and in the Gendal equivalent of written.
Hospital food.
You easily find your way to the hospital. It's
I
pretty
wish.
easily marked, and you arrive there and assume you're asking for Tepid, him.
Yep.
Either way, whatever you're asking for, you
How's
pretty
it
much
going?
find him. And you are walked into Tepid's room. He's the only person within this room because it's clearly set up for humans. Because the Gendal equivalent would be fucking pointless for you. And you can see that on another bed, there is curled up in the corner, there is Mac, who's
I wake
literally
up, Mac.
kind of still in scrubs, still covered in a vast amount of blood on his arms, and he's not had time to wash anything out of anything. He's just curled up on the bed, covered in blood, hasn't even bothered with a blanket.
shake
He
him
got
awake.
put there, there was no choice. And Tepid is lying there, bandages, covered in like various machines and stuff, and very, very, very pale.
I shake Mac awake.
You have been
How many hours has it been?
10, so you've probably only been out of surgery for 3.
Mac! Mac!
I hate you.
What's wrong with the father?
Does he need anything? Looks pale.
I hate you. Why won't you let me sleep?
Update us, damn it.
I turn around to again the attendant.
I just point at a machine that's doing something. I'm just like, he's live.
Yeah, you
I
hear
roll
like
over.
the occasional beep,
Okay.
beep.
Mac!
What?
What does
Do you
it
know where
mean?
the... No. Do you know when the nearest pub is?
I will kill you myself. Leave.
There is
Okay,
a
fine.
there is a Gendal that's acting as like a nurse type thing. It's
I go over to the Gendal. Where's the nearest pub?
we don't really have pubs up here on the surface.
Do you have any alcohol anywhere?
Yes, cleaning alcohol, sterilising stuff,
No.
making things basically better. I mean, what? Why?
Definitely need an
Do you
alcohol
not do anything
Get
fun?
the shakes.
Do you not do anything fun other than this?
Yeah, but we don't have alcohol up here for that. It's exceptionally bad for you. I mean,
Where would you
small
go?
doses every day. It's perfectly healthy and very good for you.
And where would you go for that?
We get it with our meals. It kind of like gives you a very odd, like tilting and all of its eyes like blink all at once, like
Okay, where would you get these meals?
For
from
God's
our
sake,
provided daily allotment.
Where's that?
Well, we get them every day because we live here.
Okay.
Moving on.
I want alcohol!
Is there anything we can do for Tepid, the father?
The father, is he a man of religion?
Yes.
Maybe you could pray for him. The surgeons have done everything they can, and your friend here, I believe he's Dr. Mac, is actually seems to have done a good job. I mean,
I go looking for a supply closet.
oh my god. Okay, I need you to make a perception check for me. You basically start roaming these corridors. Do you find, like they did on a previous mission, a random cupboard full of hospital supplies? Do you find the Orc Elf cupboard?
6!
6. No. You find no. Actually, I take that back. You find a cupboard full of occupational health stuff. So you find crutches and like stuff to make plaster casts.
But no alcohol.
No.
God damn it!
You rolled a 6. I'm sorry.
I grab one of the crutches.
Okay. You steal a crutch. A
Yes.
singular crutch.
Yes.
Okay.
And I go and find another nurse,
Okay. You've
pretending
I'm
to
gonna
have broken
kind of
my
like-
leg.
I'm kind of like, I'm gonna go with this, right? So you find the Orc Health stuff, you find a crutch for a Gendal. Not for a human, for a Gendal. This is a place
What
primarily
the fuck
filled with
is a
Gendal.
Gendal crutch?
Good
like?
point.
It's basically a stick with some straps.
Alright, never mind then. I don't grab
As they're
this.
floating it bounces on
Yeah.
the stick.
Is it basically a pogo unicycle?
It's basically a pogo stick.
Ooh.
A pogo stick with straps. Not one that you can put both feet on. It's not really designed to have any platforms. It's literally just strap that are expensive.
Gendal are very light.
Yeah,
It would not take a human.
Yeah. As light as your
I
character may be.
love the idea of
Fine.
like just like a pogo
I continue
bar
wandering
stool.
the halls until I find someone and ask them where the hell is their alcohol supply.
While she's away, I'm writing on a big banner, intervention.
I'll be having this again. Alright. The nurse that's been speaking to you just like comes along and gives you a proper sheet, like as if here, have some real
Really
pens,
needs to
and
happen.
genuinely helps you out to make this intervention sign. You go looking for someone to help you.
Yes.
Okay, you come and you go back into essentially the main entrance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there are a couple of Gendal just floating around, doing stuff, admin type things. One's looking worried and concerned and perturbed, like clearly they are waiting for a loved one. That kind of thing. Who do you want to talk to? There's admin dude or there's dude sitting sad at the side.
Admin dude.
Admin dude. Hello? Can I
Hello.
help you?
One of the nurses asked me to go and grab a bottle of ethanol from the cupboard, but they didn't really say where it was.
Take the mother of all, manipulate charisma, because this is no way intellectual. I'd love to see how far you get in a real hospital with this.
I don't think anything short of a crit will help you.
Wow.
So they sent a patient to get the medical supplies.
What did you get? A 4.
4.
Okay. It's like, if you wouldn't mind hanging on just a moment, we make sure we get the right requisitions, and then you see it lean down under, and then you become aware that 2 rather large Gendal appear behind you. They lay a tentacle, like a tentacle on each of your shoulders, which I assume is covered. It's like, I think you better come this way.
Please help me.
Oh, we shall. And they bodily pick you up and throw you from the hospital.
What? I thought they were going to drag her to an intervention.
No, they are going to throw her out of the hospital because, as far as they know, there's no intervention going on. But they basically picked you up and thrown you out the hospital for being a drug seeker. That's you sitting at the hospital for a while. What
Alright,
are you
fine.
two doing inside? That nurse is helping you make an intervention. by the way.
I'm sitting outside waiting for them to hurry up and come out.
Okay. About 8 hours later, you wake up fully refreshed, give or take, and you guys basically have another probably about 7 or 8 hours before he properly wakes up. So.
Okay, yeah, I like.
And it's at this point kind of comes back.
I shower and get dressed again. I pocket the scrubs though.
Okay, gross.
I'm
Fair
keeping
enough.
the
Scrubby scrubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So about 17-ish hours later, after he first went into surgery, after he came out of surgery, do you want to come back into the hospital?
Yes.
Okay. Under strict supervision, and there are 2 really rather large.
I go and
Gendal.
fetch her.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay.
Yeah, there are 2 very large Gendal, and it's under the understanding that you need to be with her at all times, that she cannot be out the sight of the 2 Gendal guards, and that she cannot ask anyone for anything.
What?
Everyone turns up, everyone, and Ennis comes back to hospital as the father slowly begins to wake up. You have an awful headache. It's really bad. I need you to make a physical endurance for me.
I think you need some ethanol.
So bad.
7.
A 7. Okay. You are having a lot of trouble hearing out of your right ear, and you are aware that you can no longer see colour.
Well, that one matches real life at the moment, so that's good. But
You're welcome.
okay.
You feel like you're in a black and white film.
Yes, you have lost the ability to see colour.
Oh, cowboys!
Do you feel like you're in a musical?
Anyone with a black hat should immediately be counted as a bad guy.
Shit, what colour are our stats?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Where's
Dot
the
man.
sheriff?
Shit.
That
Really?
showing's black. Yeah.
He's waking up, he's spouting this random shit. You guys don't know that this has happened to him. He's just spouting random shit about cowboys.
Sheriff of Nottingham.
Okay.
This is fairly normal. Don't worry.
Father, you alright?
There's nothing to worry about.
This is perfectly normal for the patient. We should get him back on our ship.
My head hurts.
Yeah, he always says that.
I'm going to say,
Every
for the
day.
sake of brevity, there is no, the guards are here, and the nurse is off to one side, but they're leaving you guys to it. They're giving you your space.
Right, discharging.
Yeah.
Where'd the roof go?
Onto your head,
It
father.
fell in.
No, still up there.
It
You're
was
fine.
nasty.
No.
Roofy roof.
Are you okay, Father?
There was a roof.
Yeah, the ceiling fell in on you, but you're safe now. Are you?
Did we shoot them annoying people?
I think you dropped your amulet.
Oh, he's wearing
No,
his amulet. Can't be dealing
yeah.
with this again.
For God's sake.
Left
It's
it on the
there.
planet.
It's fucking there. Alright, it's there. Actually, technically, it wouldn't be. The hospital staff would have had to have taken it off.
Yeah, they've taken off the
I stripped
You
him of
would
shit.
have been, you'd have been smart enough to have taken that, so you have his amulet.
So then you probably would be like,
Yeah, you have his amulet. Yeah,
Just like dangle it from my
Oh.
face. Just like, don't worry about it.
it's not the same colour it was before. In fact, it's no colours.
Looks
That's
a bit
not
grey.
my just say that's not my amulet.
You're very well aware that this is kind of like a gold colour. It's definitely not grey.
There we are then.
Cool. We're all alive, so good.
Thank God for that.
Roll
That was a
over
terrible
in the bed.
conversation. Right,
Let's go to
when
him.
can we leave?
Followers. Are you gonna go talk to someone in charge?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. The
I
nurse-
follow you because I'm not allowed to be out of your sight.
That's correct. The nurse directs you to the surgeon who's come back on duty, basically. And what's happened to our patient? Is he okay? We heard that he's come around.
Yeah, he appears to have regained consciousness.
Excellent.
He's as coherent as ever he was.
Yeah, we shot them all.
Shot them all. I was led to believe that this was some sort of hull breach.
Yeah, he, as I said, paranoid.
Yeah, they all and my rocket shot them.
Are you sure this hasn't done more damage than previously?
No, this is actually a slight improvement.
Sometimes that can be the case, but you understand your physiology better than we do. We can probably let him go in a few days' time.
We're quite eager to get him back to
Normality.
Zook to follow up with his normal specialists.
It's quite comfy here.
He has
I'll roll
suffered
over again.
quite a big brain, he suffered lots of brain damage. We need to make sure that before we release him, to make sure he's actually properly okay. We can't just. We have to ensure that he is stable. You have to he may be too fragile to move. He may be fine now, but things may come back. We have to make sure he is fine before we release him. Otherwise, we're not doing our jobs properly.
Well, you're also not doing your jobs properly if you hold him back from proper human neurobiologists.
I'm sure that we can assist in that matter.
Yes. I'm sure too. Being that you didn't grasp blood incompatibility until I told you. But yeah, okay.
We can have someone brought here.
Oh, negative.
Be quiet.
We will have somebody brought here immediately. It's not a problem.
Excellent. That'd be-
Oh, negative.
Okay, I need to check something. Did you check him in under his real name or a false name?
We didn't give any names.
Yeah.
You would have had to check him under a name, true name or false name. They can't just
Fuck,
like
false name.
assign drugs without saying who they're being assigned to.
Yeah, I wouldn't give him his true name. Mainly because I
Give
can't
him a name.
remember it.
Give him a name. You just know his father.
Yeah, I've just put him in as Father
What do you
Tepid.
call him? Dad. I know him as Dad.
He's in as Father Tepid,
Okay, that's fine.
being that that's what the nurse called him. So, and
Yeah.
what the nurse responded to him being called. So,
Yeah, that's fine. You log him as Father Tepid, and through a series of jiggery pokery, they get Father Tepid's notes back from somewhere in Zook. They clearly know that this is, being basically one of the only religious leaders still left in humanity. It's pretty easy to track him down. They send all the various notes through. We can have someone brought here immediately. It's no problem. We shall see to that. And when they say he's free to be set loose, we shall return him back into your care.
excellent.
Foot loose.
Toodle off.
Foot loose.
Okay, so essentially take a rolling stuff on, unless there's something anyone particularly wants to do.
Oh, okay. I was going to wait till this guy goes away and go, right, the wheel's on the bed.
You can, yes, there was on the
Oh
bed.
my god.
If you want to escape with him, that's an option. That's totally up to you.
Is there a reason to?
Well, we could wait here until someone who has access to his medical records turns up to kill us. Or we could leave.
Mm. Yeah, we probably have a better chance of getting away, actually.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's just
You
leave.
guys ruin all my fun.
You know,
Let's just leave.
you know.
Go somewhere with alcohol.
Yes, we probably will.
At this
Yay.
point, the intervention banner is in your pocket. You have the intervention banner ready for whenever you need
It's
it.
under your hat.
Yeah, it's ready there whenever you need it. You have the intervention banner.
I don't need an intervention.
You don't know he's got it. Shut up. Okay, you're attempting to run away with him.
No, I'm putting this to the guy.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Ennis will follow group.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm saying, like, I'm not sure I can provide him adequate care.
We can get somewhere,
But-
well, there are plenty of people out there who are just as much criminals as we are.
Yeah. I'm not sure I can provide him adequate care. However, we could be in worse places. These guys are just very by the book.
By the by.
Which isn't exactly what we want.
Because we're not.
Let's just leave.
For the record, without...
With him.
Okay, yeah.
For God's sake.
Well, you know. I said for the record.
This is after first breaking his note and then shooting him. Alright, you are going to attempt to escape with your somewhat dodgily movable patient.
Across the
Okay.
bumpy road.
Right. Right. First order of business. NS.
Yeah,
Rig up a power supply for all these machinery.
we're taking all the machinery.
Hell yeah.
Okay, right, alright, okay. And he's going to spend some time looking at it. Take a tech use for me. No, take a craft use for me. Technically.
Shit.
Do you have a reroll?
No, he hasn't any rerolls left.
Okay.
I'm not sure anyone has many religion points
Then
left.
it is
I
a
have
bot.
2.
It is a
One.
botch!
He breaks them.
No, I have a great idea. So, yes, he's convinced he has something. He goes back to the ship, and we'll deal with that in a minute.
Excellent.
What's the next order of business?
Well, the next order of business is having apparently secured a power source for all this life support machinery. We're just going to unhook the shit and walk out, pushing the bed.
You aren't gonna any substitutes, any sort of distractions, anything. You're just gonna walk out.
And if anyone says anything otherwise, we'll shoot. the
Okay,
motherfuckers.
right. Step one. So before you, basically, Ennis comes back with this small portable unit, and he puts it like, let's say it's like the proper like hospital bed. So there's a little tray underneath to put all like this, all the various bits and pieces. So he puts it underneath, and you guys just go about your manner of just unplugging stuff and plugging it into the back of this thing, and you become distinctly aware that nope. And like whenever you unplug a heart monitor, that's when it actually goes beep. As soon as you unplug the heart monitor, it gives you like a 5-second, and then you plug it into the thing. It's like, nope, that's not the right power supply. Beep, and this huge alarm goes off basically. And the different nurse, let's say, is on call.
Tep is just going to scream out, I've died! It's the end! Oh, my heart!
What do you think you're doing? And it kind of like floats on over and like sees that you've unplugged everything. It's like, oh bugger! And it's like sludges off, and you can immediately hear it yelling as like, security! Security!
Oh god, not more.
We're discharging our own patient.
Wait, don't we already have 2 guards in the room because of me?
No, they've long since gone.
Okay.
He would have had to gone back to ship Jerry because something come back, and it doesn't work.
Alright. Plan B.
We're discharging our...
Ruby's the
No, we're discharging our patient. We
Yeah?
can talk our way out of this. No problem.
Yeah.
This is our patient.
All right, rushing back into the room is 2 armed Gendal and your doctor friend. Let's say, you may say something very serious. Like, what's going on? I heard there was a disturbance in the room.
We're just discharging our patient.
It's not safe for him to stay here.
I thought we'd agreed it was. It's far better that he stays here. We cannot have to go through hospital procedure. We have to discharge him. We have to be happy with his treatment, which we are not convinced we have completed. We have just sent off for the neurobiologist.
Yeah, I put a rifle around through the ceiling. Shut up. Bam.
Oh, take an intimidation check.
Rapidly running out of patience for this shit.
Can I assist by drawing mine?
12.
Yes, you may. You may assist.
Excellent, crit.
Holy fuck balls.
Oh, dear.
Like everything else that you two do that involves intimidation, basically the Gendal just like goes very, very pale, and you can smell like, you know, mothballs and that sort of thing coming off of this creature. And the two Gendal who are heavily armed just immediately drop their guns and run, mainly because of your crit. You have quite a limited opportunity to get the father out. Are you taking the entire bed?
Yeah.
Well, you can't
Okay.
walk.
Just say, as from the shots, I guess bits of the ceiling
Yeah.
are falling down, and Tepper's going, "Oh no, not again!"
Traumatized.
Take a mental endurance check for me.
On my way out, I say on our way out, I say to the doctor, "Where's your ethanol cupboard?"
That's good.
It
God's
refuses
sake.
to answer you.
Don't answer her, for
It
God's
refuses
sake.
to answer you. It's not going to listen to you after you've intimidated. No, don't answer her about the ethanol. No, we mates don't do it. Seriously.
13.
13. Yeah, you see it come down, but it's more of an act to fuck this shit up than anything else. This is more of a giggle. You're not actually traumatized. Yeah. Like, oh god, check that shit out. Oh god. But yeah, you don't have any like awful flashbacks. You don't like, you know, go into, you know, fucking
Let's
Queen
get
version
the
of
fuck
flashbacks.
out of here.
Okay, you guys are just running for it, pushing this. Who's pushing the bed? Who's clearing the way? What's going on? What is going on? What is going on? Seriously.
What I'll say is, as we go past people, I'm just going to start blowing raspberries at them.
Okay, excellent. Go for the distraction technique. Lola, what are you doing?
Distract them towards you.
Can you open the door a little bit as well, please? I'm beginning to boil.
Oh.
Thank you.
I help with the pushing off his bed.
You're going for a push. What are you doing?
I'm walking with my gun out.
What are you doing?
Dum-de-dum-de-dum.
I'm going to be pushing the goddamn. I'm going to put my rifle across the back of his pillow and just push the bed.
Okay, I'll say with the two of you, are you going for a sprint, or are you just pushing it slowly, or what?
Sprint.
I'd say at least a fast walk because you are pushing a goddamn bed.
Yeah,
but
it's pretty heavy and the wheels are kind of shit. I'm just going to throw one out there.
Yeah.
Okay, you go for a while. I need you to make an intimidation check as you are the one actually holding a gun. You also have threatful presence, don't you? Or
Yeah, I
yeah,
do.
okay, good.
What is this? Is this
Mani-
intelligence?
no, just intellect. No, sorry, intimidate, so it'll be strength.
Strength or intelligence? Is either or.
Strength.
Strength, definitely. Okay, 12.
12, you have frightful presence. You are doing a pretty good job. You see all these Ginner like running away, like just like in various different like ways, and some of them like go up. I've got half part of the wall trying to get away from you. You guys successfully make it out of the hospital into like the main port area. I assume you're just going to try and continue heading back towards the ship.
Yeah.
Okay. I need you to make strength checks. I need you to make another intimidate check for me, since you are providing cover.
13.
8.
Okay, you two basically get a good sprint on this thing going.
13.
A 13. Okay. You do enough of a job that anyone that like raises a weapon that acts as security, you realise that they are scientists first, and you basically just growl at them like that, I guess, and they just turn into funny colour. They turn a funny colour. They see you in your gun, and they just and they basically flee before you all running away. Ennis meets you halfway with Ducky, and you basically, you know, Ducky brings the ship part way up to you, and we can't land on the fucking dock. That's stupid. So you guys make it to the pre-arranged meeting point, and everything is there. You can push him straight on board if you wish.
Yep.
You guys get on board. Where are you going now? She dares to ask.
To the chapel.
To that planet of the dude.
To the nearest pub.
No.
Oh god.
To that planet
Alright,
with
so
that dude.
Misha is going to pilot her way to that
who-
planet.
Pito.
Pito.
Okay.
I knew we began with H.
Anyone going to get on comms? We'll assume that's no, fuck it. We'll assume that Ennis is on navs.
You can wheel me into comms.
I get on comms.
No, if we're not.
I'm not on comms, I'll get on comms.
Okay, go for it.
I rolled a 13.
13. You basically managed to like officially clear paths and stuff. And you guys are heading your way towards Hito. In about 6 hours you will arrive, but that will be next week. Holy shit, guys.
That was interesting.
Hey, everything went so well.
Bold planning from the captain.
Hey, we didn't die.
Oh, yeah, we're
You
alive.
didn't die. However, your father is now colourblind, can't hear out of his right ear, and and you haven't tried him walking yet, so that's going to be fun. Yeah, good job, guys. Which is actually a good place to start because the next stories are basically a whole new session. So. Wow. Okay. Holy shit. Wow. Let's start with you.
With me.
Yeah, let's start with you.
Yeah, that was exciting. I feel like there was a better plan in there somewhere.
I think both there were better plans in both situations.
But we don't have our main thinker with us today. he's away. He's the one that comes up with the intricate plans.
Let's not forget we ignore those plans anyway.
Yeah.
Mostly.
You realise you're calling Andy the smart one, right?
Yeah. He's the one that overthinks everything.
But you did get to spunk his ammo, which was kind of fun.
Which was quite fun.
Yeah.
So he's got like 3 rounds of fire left.
Yeah. I think I managed to get through lots of combat without taking any damage from these nasty, massive, poisonous creatures. And then we get a bomb by ourselves, and that hurts me.
It's just funny that you bomb yourselves. That's what's the most damage caused is you bombing yourselves.
Yeah.
There was definitely a better way out of that situation.
Had I thought about NS earlier, I would have had him set light to the hospital.
I feel like maybe we should have moved before the bombing happened.
Yeah.
Or maybe have him just run around with the bomb remote in the hospital like, I've planted a bomb, let us out! He could be lying, but...
Fuck. So you move on from bombing temples to bombing innocent hospitals. Good job, asshole.
Pretending to bomb hospitals to get security to
Nobody actually got hurt in this hospital, so
No,
it's
you
fine.
didn't.
Unless
No.
someone was upstairs, in which case...
Yeah, just shot through. There's a patient upstairs as well.
I just fired like a flawless rifle.
They're my
through the-
favourite. They've got like a Gendal sitting up there, like, having, like, receiving good news from the other guys. Like, don't worry, that's now cleared up. Boom!
Oh well, never mind.
It explodes in front of the doctor.
This is like the first recorded case of, like, Gendal self-explosion, Spontaneous explosion, yeah.
I like to think that upstairs there was maybe like a there was maybe like a therapy session for people suffering from PTSD from the last war. And the therapist stands up and is like, that was a very productive session, thank you very much for coming. BAM! Just explodes.
And alas, we will never find out unless DJ Moon shouts it on the channel. I may actually have to write that down.
Anyway, I am Dev. You can find me at dev_BTP on Twitter.
Yay! Moving on.
I am Killikitten. You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Killikitten21. And that was really exciting. I'm disappointed I didn't get my alcohol. But I'll try again next week.
I may have to give you an addiction, because this is getting
I feel like
fucking silly now.
this needs to become
I
a
need
trait.
you to write addiction in your traits, perks and talents, and I will fill you in for what that means after.
Getting
Yes.
serious.
You are playing someone who generally is pretty wanting alcohol a lot. There's a problem there. You need to deal with it, so we are going to put addiction on your character sheet.
Damn.
In your
Good.
talents, traits and perks, and we
Good
will deal with
alcohol.
that.
Oh god, we made addiction really harsh.
We did, yeah. So put down addiction, please.
Aww.
You're a promiscuous alcoholic with daddy issues.
Apparently.
Apparently she's just an alcoholic. She hasn't really had sex with anything or anyone
True.
since we started. But she did have some FaceTime with Anita. So
Hey, I tried at one point when we were in a bar, but nah.
cool, awesome. Moving on.
Yes, Corone. You can find me on Twitter at Corone_BTP, or you can find information about the Betrayed film that I'm working on at jqs.org.uk. That session was interesting because mainly down to the fact that I almost died through various encounters. I spent half of it not actually doing anything because I was unconscious.
So
But yeah, it was fun. I got in the short time that I was conscious, I did get to use my rocket launcher a bit.
You did. That was cool.
So that was quite fun. Reminds me very much of a game that I play on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, that's fun also.
But that's a lot of fun, and I can't wait to next week to see if I survive that one as well.
If you can still walk.
I
Yes.
think a lot less combat next week.
Yes.
Just as a heads up, because you're about to go into town, but this is you lot, so you know.
You never know what could
We
happen.
were just in a hospital.
You are just threatening the attending physicians. Yes, let's just say there are repercussions that will be felt, at least by Tepid.
Yeah.
Through Mac, basically, being an asshole. So yeah, all right, cool.
Okay.
Good job. Moving around.
It's a little.
Yeah, that was amazing and fantastic. And Matt got to live out all of his action movie joy. His only regret, really, was there wasn't enough air for him to stand on top of that building with a machine gun smoking a cigar. Yeah. You know that's that iconic thing of the guy with the gigantic gun just breathing the gun smoke.
Yeah.
You know, with the big cigar clamp in his mouth. But hey, it fit. It was all good.
Almost got to suplex an alien into fire.
I almost got
It was
to suplex
really
an alien
fucking
into
cool.
fire, yeah.
It was really fucking cool.
Yeah. Well, it's got to the point now where I sit there and I look at my combat stats and they're all based off an identical stat. So I'm just I have a +4 on everything. So I just try anything and fuck it up massively.
You didn't. You threw it into the fire.
Yeah.
It wasn't as cool as you wanted, but it still went into the fire.
Yeah.
And you did turn one of them into basically marmalade.
Yeah, there's that.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Where can we find you on Twitters?
You can find me on Twitter at thirsty_BTP. Find me on bloodthirsty.co.uk. And then there are other places as well. But it's all good.
Cool. Right, that was really fun for me. I really enjoyed that. I'm sad you didn't explore more of Dren because there was a lot more written under the surface, but I guess you're never going to get there now. But you do have most of the records within Lola's new flash drive. And you do finally get to go maybe push the story along a little bit further next week. Is everyone here next week?
Yes.
Yep.
Like, fuck for that. Good
Yeah.
things are going to happen next week. And since I know that the next couple of weeks after that are going to be turbulent for everyone being here, expect a long session, just as a heads up.
Saturday.
Oh yes,
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday as well.
Puppet gameplay!
Woo!
Episode 4, session 4, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, so far what? I have a win, you have a win,
Yeah.
and
Technology
has a win.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. But yeah, that'll be on next week's then. Yay!
Yeah.
Okay, so we have World of Kiostos Sunday morning. Whoop whoop whoop. I am going to be on Scagast Trainer on Tuesday, and I'm going to be on Video Store Cowboy on Wednesday morning at 1 AM our time. I'm joining 6 and 20, so yay! Doing that for 6 weeks. Also, Baylor's Blades coming Thursday, which we are streaming on B&B Tavern, which me and Thursday are both a part of, so that's coming out. And then we're back here again for this next Friday. There's a bunch of other stuff in the works, so some podcasts have been recorded, so yay! I'm very excited when they come out, when you guys finally edit them. Other than that, Whiteville comes out in October, and go check out Liberty because I got a bunch of voice roles on that too. So, yay! Website will be updated. I'm just really busy at the moment. Sorry. But you can go to bloodthirstypuppets.co.uk to check out lore. Basically, there's no real rules on there yet, apart from legendary and suffering. But there's some good lore out there. You want to go check it out, and the maps are also pretty rad. Is there anything anyone would like to shout into the void before we shut down for the evening?
I really regret eating so much cheese and donuts. I feel a bit rough. My stomach is not enjoying the amount of cheese, donuts and chicken I've eaten.
Okay, that's one thing shouted into the void.
I would like to thank Kevin MacLeod for
That's
the
a really good,
awesome
that's a
music
really good catch.
That
that we had during
From
today's
Incompetech.
Incompetech.com.
Good. See, I normally put it in the description in case I forget, so it's a good pickup nonetheless. Anything anyone else wants to shout out into the void? Yes, we have something to shout out into the void.
Ooh. Hey!
You can shout it out into the void.
I was going to say something totally different. I can bet you.
Okay, go on then.
I was going to say, thank you to us for writing our awesome system.
Oh, shut the fuck up. On December the 2nd, me and Thirsty have been invited to attend Dragon Meet, which is a convention for RPGs. So we will be there at the podcasting, streaming, Twitch, YouTube page, kind of podcast zone. Check that out because there's going to be a lot of very, very cool other like podcasts there. And more importantly, we're going to be there where we get to show off like all the podcasty and like Twitch streaming things we do, so come check us out. It's going to be really fun.
Basically stand there and be really nervous around really talented people.
Yeah, like there's a whole bunch of really talented people there, and I saw the video from last year and like we're not ready, but we're going to be there and we're going to be ready. It's going to be really cool. So if you can make it 2nd of December, Dragon Meet in London. So
see if William Shatner turns up.
Yeah, I don't think William Shatner's going to turn up, but it would be cool. Okay.
Will Wheaton.
Possibly. I don't know. I'm not
Probably
putting my
not.
hopes up, but I don't. Alright,
Probably
so
not.
if there really is nothing else to shout into the void other than go check out Dragon Meet 2nd of December, I think we called it. Right.
Yep.
Drink up, bitches. Time at the bar, and we shall catch you on another time. See ya.
Tra.